think Fernando Mendoza would be at the strip club, and every time the DJ would play like an air horn or something, he would cover his ears and say loud noises.
What made you like the under?
Have you ever done eeny, meeny, miny, mo?
Here's the lineup. Goots, please don't splurge every time I name a name. Gunnar Henderson.
Oh.
She goes on a date with this guy, goes back to his apartment, and he does Muay Thai. And he moves the coffee table out of the way and asks her if he can show her his Muay Thai moves. You know what? I'm sick and tired of this mush bullshit. If I tweet I'm going to bet somebody and something goes horribly wrong or they get injured the next play, it's like, yeah, you mushed them. I get it. Yeah. I believe in the mush. I believe in jinxes. I'm a superstitious guy when it comes to this stuff. So AC Milan is Italy.
And that's Milano. Milan is Milano. Got it.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good to be with you. Happy Wednesday, April 22nd. Fuck, you know what? I just realized something. We're a couple days late, but I had a take. I think I'm just going to give it to you right off the rip, even though I'm a little late. Is 420 over? Like, is it played out? You know, 420, it's time to smoke some pot, yada, yada.
Seems like the hype has died a lot. I don't know if it's because I'm 36, but as a recreational marijuana user my entire life, I heard the least about it this year than I ever have.
Yeah. I mean, even, you know, back in my pot smoking days, I guess between the ages of like 15, 16, all the way up to my early 20s, it was like, oh, we're making a thing of 420. So maybe like kids that age, probably as they're getting into it, are excited to be like, oh, let's fucking skip school, play some video games, listen to Bob Marley. Nobody probably listens to Bob Marley anymore, but you know what I'm saying. Nowadays, though, what I saw, and I got to give credit to the internet. I keep talking about this. The internet's doing their thing with how they shat all over the Knicks fans and everything like that, how they handled the Pickensburg thing. I saw this big meetup in Washington Square Park where everybody was just like blazing up like gigantic blunts, and everybody was retweeting it like, yeah, this isn't cool. And people were saying like weed kind of lost its aura once it became legalized and like super mainstream. Do you kind of agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with it. I also agree with every single time you talk about weed on this show, you sound like the third member of 22 Jump Street. Like you sound like a cop.
I was wondering what you meant by that. The third member of 22 Jump Street? What does that mean exactly?
Yeah, like there's Channing Tatum, Jonah Hill, and then you. And you're three undercover cops that are sent to a high school. And you walk in like, how do you do, fellow kids? And you say things like pot smoking days.
I don't think there's anything wrong with calling weed pot.
Yeah, you know, it's just the way you sound.
Do you?
Nah, not really, no. Weed.
What would you
weed.
But what would you call it if not weed? What's like the second go-to for you? Ganja?
Nope.
Grass?
Marijuana.
You would call it marijuana? That's not
common. I would call it pot or pot smoking, yeah.
Hey, do you have any marijuana on you? That sounds like...
I would never say any of the things chat's saying. I don't say loud. Don't say Zaza. Bud's a good one. Thanks, Ron Mug.
Bud's a good one. I like Bud. Actually, Bud is very good. I would say I would go pot, bud, weed. That's what I would say. I would say ganj.
My mom calls it dope.
Yeah, I never really called it dope. And remember I told you that story when I went to a client's going away party and she had dope brownies and I just thought it meant good. Like dope for me never really hit for weed, but I remembered like, oh, people call weed dope, whatever. You do have to remember that. Anyways, the devil's lettuce. That's very funny. It's a very exciting week. It's a very exciting day. I think we've talked about this before at length, at nauseum, but we are always going to remind you it's the NFL draft. You might not care about it, but we love it. We absolutely love it. Little late to getting ramped up, but that's how we always are. We're last minute people, which makes sense. If you and I were in a school class together, we would do our project. It would have like a month. Then we would do it like the night before. So we're going to talk draft today. We're going to talk bets. We're going to talk mocks. We're going to come out with our mocks. Steak's already done a preview on the Book It Sports website. His articles are up there. Go check them out. They're very good. Steak's mocks out, by the way. And I saw some guy tweeted this. That was like, we've gotten to the point where nobody really cares about mock drafts anymore. Well, that's our time to strike. Okay. When you don't care about it anymore is when we're going to give it to you. Yeah. So We at the same token, though, we're still going to keep the same structure of the show. We got to recap last night, talk about what happened in the NBA. The dogs were barking. We got to talk a little bit about the NHL, and we have to talk about MLB because good thing we did not neglect the diamond. I had myself a fucking night, which was very much needed. No thanks to Bobby Witt, that fucking scumbag who, you're right, this motherfucker might be washed. And thank you to somebody who was in the chat trying to tell me not to bet it. You were absolutely right. But we have a lot to discuss, so we're going to get right into it. I think it's going to be a little less shit shooting. Also, this is going to be, I almost said your last stream of the week, but you're going to be on Friday.
Live from a Pittsburgh hotel.
Live from a Pittsburgh hotel. Great. So we are, again, just to give you guys the scoop on the next week or so forecast. Steak is traveling to Pittsburgh. He'll be boots on ground for the draft. You're going to be there Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You leave Sunday?
Yeah.
Awesome. And I remember last year you did this, and people are getting this wrong, by the way. I think I heard someone on Owner's Box or Biev maybe say that we go to the draft every year. Steak goes to the draft every year.
Yeah.
I just hopped on 2 years ago with Detroit. And we had a great time. Detroit was an awesome host city, awesome city in general. I missed Milwaukee and Green Bay last year. Pittsburgh, I have a little bit of FOMO. I probably would be going if I wasn't leaving Saturday for a weeks-long trip. So
it's a city I would expect you in.
Yeah. This one, again, I think I last year, early in the year, that was a really rough stretch for me. I went a couple months without closing a deal. So fiscally responsible decision to not drop like a couple $1,000s on the draft trip of flight, hotel, gambling, etc. I still had FOMO from the day in Chicago, but I also was like, I'm not that into going to Green Bay for a draft. I'd rather go to a football game. Pittsburgh this weekend, FOMO. Like I'm already bummed to not be there. But also on that note, we do have some Pittsburgh people in the chat. If you guys have anything for Steak and the crew, because J-Time and Joey Dumps, you guys may or may not be familiar, but they're great dudes of fantastic time and low-key good content supporters. So Dumps was with us when we were boots on ground as Wizards at the Capital One Arena, and J-Time was there as well, but he had to leave a little bit early. So anyways, McKiffin says Dumps is a legend. He is a legend. No, and Joey Dumps never shuts down. That is an absolute fact. Never shuts down, and I don't know how he does it, but he doesn't do it because it's not even substance. It's DNA.
You want to hear a funny Joey Dumps never shuts down story?
Always.
One time we went to a bachelor party in Cabo, and it's like a stupid place for a bachelor party if you live in Orlando because it's like literally like traveling to the West Coast. Flying there from Florida is awful. So
I'm listening. Keep talking.
We flew there on Thursday for the entire weekend. And everybody agreed, like, Thursday's just a travel day, dude. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're going to go absurdly hard. Everybody just take it easy on Thursday. So we travel. We fly in Salt Lake City. We got like a 4-hour layover at Salt Lake City. Then we fly down to Cabo. It's like a 12-hour travel day. Not fun. We get to Cabo, like, I don't remember what time, but we all agree, like, today we're just going to have dinner, maybe a drink or two, and then we're done. So everybody goes to bed that night. No raging. And we wake up the next morning and we meet at breakfast. I'm like, everybody chilled last night? Joey Dump's like, nope, not me. Got back at 6 a.m. Went everywhere you can imagine. Pretty sure I was getting directed around by the cartel last night. I've got 2 hours of sleep. So that's Joey Dumps. He never fucking shuts down.
Dude, as long as it doesn't affect you, because like if he does that and then the next day or 2 days, like he's out of commission and he's not fun, it's like, Dumps, bro, why didn't you take it easy? Because now you're useless. He just goes. He just goes. Him and I don't think you were in the hotel room. I think J-Time was in there, but I do have a video. It was one of the hardest times I've ever laughed in my entire life when we were out all day for the draft. And then we had like a steak dinner planned. And then we were going out that night and he was going hard. And I'm like, Dumps, take a nap. Like we have like an hour to do nothing. Take a nap. And he's like, I'm not taking a fucking nap. You don't know, just because it's my first time on the trip. And he's just like, I never shut down. I'm just like, but it's the perfect time to shut down. And he's like, I'll never shut down. So anyway, shout out to Dumps. That'll be a good time. And on that note, as I said, we probably don't have a lot of time to fuck around because we have so much to talk about. Let's get into it. Let's do some recapping of yesterday. Actually, I think there's one thing we should bring up and we should talk about. I don't know how early the Book It crew starts to wake up. I know Goots is in the office. He's the fucking roll your sleeves up, get and get after it. I think Some of the other guys, Rav's usually in here. I don't know. Trent's probably at the gym. Maybe he is or is not listening. Biev, I understand this guy just does not listen to us apparently, which is so bizarre. Krabs yesterday had a take and followed through with a video. Krabs is such a Chipotle guy, and he has this take. Now, I didn't catch all of it on BTL. I think I caught some of it, but I saw the video, and I got to give Krabs credit because he's very unique with some of his takes, and he doesn't care what the outsiders say. He does not get swayed. He is who he is, and I like that. Well, him and I have gone back and forth about Chipotle. I think Chipotle is incredibly overrated. The food is not good, but I do appreciate the concept and how they revolutionized fast food. Chipotle does a BOGO deal, buy one, get one burritos. And I guess a couple days ago, like Trent went and got one, Snowman went and got one. Krabs says, no, I'm not going to get a BOGO. I'm going the next day, and I'm going to pay full price for my burrito. How do you feel about that?
I have mixed feelings. I thought the video was great. Great content. Him walking into the Chipotle, talking to the employee. I was almost completely with him when he said, oh, it's so dead in here. Look how dead it is. And it's like it was packed yesterday. I'm like, wow, he might actually have a point here. You might get the fresh stuff, no line. And then he walks up to the employee who says, it wasn't that busy yesterday either. And that's where he lost me a little bit. Like maybe it's just not a very busy Chipotle, but what do you think that Chipotle employee is thinking when a guy says, I prefer to pay full price? Like they're probably thinking I met a real strange dude today, right?
Yeah. But again, that's okay. I think I have some different outlandish takes. I appreciate people having different takes and angles and thoughts on things. I'm okay with that. I don't want us all to be the same fucking boring lemming. So I do appreciate this. Here is my problem. Chipotle is a gigantic corporation. And so I just think this, and I know Krabs is a Chipotle guy, but I think this like being proud of supporting and paying full price would be so much more well received if it was like a mom and pop, like a small, like the little guy. Yeah. It's like, hey, the little guy's trying to do deals, trying to do specials to like get going, get some buzz. And Krabs is like, oh, you know what? I'm going to pay you full price because you deserve it. I don't think Chipotle gives two flying fucks.
No, they probably don't. But essentially he's saying, and this part I understand, he's saying that BOGOs are fake sharp. If you go in somewhere and everybody's there and it's slammed and the food quality's worse and you got to wait in longer lines. Like I get that point. You go in the day after a BOGO, it's clean. The food's fresh. There's no line. Like I get that point. Basically, Krabs is saying BOGOs are fake sharp.
Okay. Well, then actually, I understand that a lot more now that you mention it. Okay. That makes a lot more sense. Now I think it's an even worse take because Chipotle is fake fresh.
Well, you don't like Chipotle. So that's it.
Yeah. Well, sure. No, I don't like Chipotle, but I think whether you do or don't like Chipotle, like I like Taco Bell. It's disgusting cat food, right? Mm-hmm. I can admit that. Chipotle, whether you like it or not, it's not. That's like Subway saying like eat fresh, like fresh ingredients. That's like Papa John saying the best ingredients. Chipotle is not fresh. Chipotle is disgusting. Like they had an E. coli outbreak. Like these ingredients, whether it's BOGO or not BOGO, they're not fresh from the fucking farm ingredients. It's lettuce in a bag.
Yeah.
It's everything in a bag. So whether you open it up the day before or the day of, you don't agree with me? You think it's fresh and you think it's a fresher ingredients at a place like Chipotle, mass produced, franchise all over the place, the day after a BOGO. You think that?
Maybe.
Oh my God. Okay.
Hey, Tom and Jay. Say hi to Tom and Jay real quick.
Hey, Tom and Jay. Yeah, it was fresh at some point down the line. Right. Like the BOGO ingredients was just as fresh at some point that day as the following day.
Can I rip through these stream streaks? We got some crazy ones.
Absolutely. Please do.
Tim Smith, 40. Ron Mux, 130. Dan Yee, 125. Tailing Dawes, 3. Get that number up, Dawes. I don't give a fuck if you have a job. Graylish Cavs, 3. Get that number up, Graylish Cavs. DC Bets, 25. Pip Talk Sports, 3. Get that number up, Pip Talk.
These are great comments, by the way. Ingredients made from a lab, right? Proper patch. High school food is as fresh as Chipotle. Great job, guys. Ball. Good takes. But nevertheless, love the content, that type of content from Krabs. Love him standing on business, right? You would say standing on business.
Definitely. Going to the Chipotle, not just talking about it on stream. Going to the Chipotle was standing on business.
Right. Yep. All right, good stuff. Good job acknowledging. Time of J gave out 5 subs this minute. Did you get that in there?
No, I didn't.
Time of J. Let's go. Let's get to the board stake and let's talk about the NBA, the association last night. They heard that this league, if you believe it being rigged and scripted and everything like that, they definitely heard. You are balls deep in the chat right now. I see your eyeballs. No. They heard the ruckus. They heard us chanting. They heard us pounding the table, and the puppet masters did exactly what they needed to do. The Philadelphia 76ers win outright as 14-point underdogs, win the game by 14, 111-97. And how sharp was this? I took the 76ers team total over instead of the game over. And your voice was in my head. Not that you said this, but it's like, I like the Sixers to score, but I was like, wait a minute, should I take the game over? Why would I remove the Sixers from the equation? Sixers team total over 100.5. Easiest wager of my life. I'm just kidding. I'm kind of exaggerating, hoping that there are Boston fans in here. CC Pranav, but he's probably not. Tyrese Maxey balled the fuck out, but even more so, how about VJ Edgecombe? And hand up. I didn't understand the VJ Edgecombe love coming out of Baylor. From what I saw, which was about 2.5 games of in play, he didn't really jump off the screen to me. This guy's a fucking dog. He's an absolute dog. This clip going around, I tweeted it. You made a great tweet about the aura gained and lost from players in the NBA playoffs. NBA Twitter is on fire right now, on absolute fire. It is a great place to be. As much as I shit on them sometimes, VJ Edgecombe hitting that 3 and winking in the camera. There was a great tweet. I I sent it to you. It was a guy who said, if I had a vagina, it would be soaking wet right now. I think I could say that. I subbed the P word for the V word, so make it a little more PG-13 on the Book It Sports Twitch channel and YouTube channel. Yeah, instead of the P word.
Vagina's a weird thing to say, dude. Or did you say vagina?
Oh, I said vagina.
Oh, you didn't say pa or va?
No, I said vagina instead of the P word.
Oh, God.
That sounds too vulgar.
No, I thought you said pagina.
Why would I say pagina?
That's just fucking weird.
No, I didn't say pagina. Anyways, VJ Edgecombe, dog. Maxey, dog. He got hooked on his points, you were telling me. I guess he scored 29 and not his line was 29.5. What? Go ahead. You want to say something? I know you do. I see your eyes. I see your brain.
I don't highlight the comment.
Jesus Christ. Bede showed his sack on stream yesterday. No, he didn't. His sack?
You showed your sack on stream. Dude.
I didn't show. I showed a fucking.
Saw the shape of a testicle, my guy.
You did not.
Yes,
that was like male camel toe, if anything.
Nah, we confirmed, dude.
I think where I showed the tear was probably my fat thigh. It wasn't my testicle, just to be clear. Anyways, what's your takeaways from the Sixers Celtics? Because we do have to keep the show moving.
I talked a lot of shit about the Sixers on the internet yesterday, so that was fun. Then they went down like 10 in the first quarter, and I thought they were just dead on rights. Like, this is the easiest sweep of a lifetime. But then VJ Edgecombe showed up, and he's a dog. And honestly, Maxey didn't really Maxey was good, but he took 28 shots. He was 11 for 28. Don't get me wrong. They need him. He's great. He hit 2 huge threes in the fourth quarter. But before that, it was the VJ Edgecombe game. And then Oubre hit some big shots too. He was really the only other guy. Paul George is Paul George. He kind of pisses me off. I lean way more towards being a Paul George hater. But there's nothing really to take away from the fact that this probably only extends this series to 5, maximum 6 games. But I saw some Sixers fans saying like, "Oh, you just extending the inevitable." It's like, if you're not happy about your rookie player scoring 30 in Boston in the playoffs, you could enjoy that. I know you're not going to win the series, but it's okay to enjoy that. It was fucking awesome to watch.
Is there a chance Embiid comes back?
I think they've been talking about it, but man, I really don't believe it could happen. Yeah.
I'm just wondering if my Sixers to win it all 50-1 has any life. It's got to be like 100-1 now, but yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not overreacting to this game. I'm not saying the Sixers are going to win. I think it's probably Boston in game 3 large, but at the same time, if you, the same way you can't overreact to this game, you can't overreact to that game 1 either. That's the way I feel.
I don't know.
Yeah. You're not giving the Sixers any respect. Like none. Or you just respect the
Look
Celtics.
at the Celtics 3-point shooting numbers yesterday. They'll never do that again. I don't think they'll ever do that again. Not all playoffs.
Okay.
So that's the problem I have is if you think, okay, they're better than I thought they were.
Boy,
they were 13 for 50. I was looking at the Celtics. The Boston was 13 for 50 from the 3-point line yesterday.
Yeah.
They missed 37 3-pointers.
Boyth says confused as to why you have a 76ers ticket. So let me explain this to you. They're 50-1. So like 1 out of every 50 times you play out the playoffs, the Sixers could win the NBA championship. So I put $25 on it, which is about my minimum.
I genuinely don't believe that statement. I don't think the Sixers could win the championship one.
Well, obviously, that's why you didn't make the fucking bet.
Yeah. You're a stupid idiot.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, I was just saying, if you don't like the bet, you don't like the bet. But you, oh, God.
What?
Did you see what he followed it up with?
No.
I think this kind of behavior deserves a timeout. How many
To
times?
be completely fair, he might be joking because of my tweet.
You love giving people benefit of the doubt.
Could be because of my tweet. Could be.
Let's say for his sake, Boyth has been here a while, and I do think he's better than that. But
that's very funny. But in all reality, and I'm just, I hate when people say that, but you honestly probably should have just gave Boyth the $25.
You are just no respect for the Sixers.
Oh my God, the 76ers.
I don't think you respect
When did you bet that, man? When did you bet that? I told you, and I tweeted it. Do you ever pay attention? No. When was it?
It was the same time I told you I like the Cavs to win the East. I said I'm making 2 wagers.
Okay, so Embiid wasn't hurt yet.
Correct.
Okay, so what are they to win it now?
That's what I just asked.
No, I asked you.
You're so fucking annoying. Okay. Jack, can somebody pull it up? We got to keep this show moving.
I'll do it. Now
I said it's probably 100-1.
Got it.
Yeah, go ahead and Louisville me. Go ahead and Louisville me.
WCLV, dude. Holy shit.
Go ahead, fucking Louisville me.
You got anyone else to win the championship, or are you just all in on the 76ers? Who else you got?
That's all I got. All I got. Who do you have? The Spurs? You have the Spurs, right?
I have the Spurs, yeah.
Do you have anyone from the East?
Hold on, I'm almost done scrolling to see the
DC just said, do I have a Wizards ticket?
After their huge win yesterday, after their huge win, massive win,
125.
200-1.
200-1? 200-1?
Oh fuck, man.
200-1?
200-1, yeah. The Hornets have better odds, and they're already eliminated. Oh shit! You know what's crazy? The Rockets are 200-1. What the fuck happened to the Rockets?
You got me on the Hornets thing for a second. I was like,
the Rockets have the same odds as the Sixers. What happened to the Rockets?
Dude? We'll talk about them in a second. To be fair, 200-1 says Embiid is not coming back.
Correct. Yeah.
If Embiid was playing, can we agree that it would be less than 100-1?
Probably.
Okay. Let's talk about your Portland Trailblazers.
Yeah, let's do it.
Blazers win outright as 10.5-point underdogs against the San Antonio Spurs. I was watching some of this game in the second half before I went to bed. Spurs got up to a double-digit lead. Can't believe I woke up to see. It'd be one thing for them not to cover. I cannot believe I woke up to them losing outright. Steak, I need you to lock in on this real quick because you're a Spurs guy. There's a couple of things I want to ask you about this team. Now, first of all, congratulations. Great wager by you. You took the Spurs spread and the Spurs money line. Both came through. You also, this is coming the day after you took the Hawks spread and the Hawks money line. So you're back-to-back hitting underdogs, which for some reason you don't want to go out there and start the dog of the day movement.
Yeah, Lakers, dog.
Oh, forget the fucking Lakers. There we go. Can the chat get behind me and rally and let's get Steak to bring back dog of the day in the NBA? Because right now it's the perfect time to get it going. I think we need the people to start a chant and a movement. It's so silly that you even did away with it. It makes no sense at all. We got 2 yeses coming in from Boyth, from McKiffin. Let's get a couple more yeses in here. Can Steak bring back dog of the day? The guy who created dog of the day went up 88 units, is 3 in a row on spread and money line underdogs. Can we bring it back? I don't want you to say anything. Shut the fuck up. I just want to see the chat say yes. Thank you very much. Because you claim to be a man of the people. Yeah, we'll see about that, pal. But I want to talk to you about your Spurs. Not that I'm saying you have any real issues, because let's be real. They're going to win this series. But Wemby smacked his chin on the floor, concussed,
not good.
out 7 to 10 days. They're saying that he's not back till at least game 5. But what I wanted to ask you about specifically is, because I went to a coffee shop today, just sat there and drank my coffee while it was loaded with fucking hipsters doing God know what. And I was just scrolling through NBA Twitter like a goddamn fucking degenerate, just brain rotting myself, but laughing my ass off in the corner. I saw some people shitting on De'Aaron Fox. And I'm wondering, what?
This morning?
Yeah, well, I mean, the tweet was probably last night, but this morning when I was scrolling, God, I hope I fucking bookmarked it. Let me see if I can find it. There was a real good one. I have a lot of mock drafts.
It was certainly nothing special yesterday when he needed to be the number 1 option.
Well, this is where sometimes I think I bookmark things and then I just like them. I can't find it. Somebody was basically, a couple people were shitting on him with how much he gets paid and the fact that he is like a one-dimensional player, or he just doesn't really show up when you need him to. Does De'Aaron Fox deserve some criticism, or what happened to the Spurs? Who's at fault?
Well, Wemby got hurt.
Oh, come on. I know, but the team is still, they're more.
Yeah, what happened to the Spurs was De'Aaron Fox is a Robin. And I just don't think he's a Batman. I'm not saying he's never hit clutch shots. He actually has hit clutch shots, but he's not a guy you want to be the number 1 player on your team. He's a really good Robin. He was a great pickup for the Spurs. Did he play well in the last 8 minutes of that game? No, he played awful. The last couple possessions for the Spurs were completely abysmal. Is he the most to blame? Yeah, sure. But Devin Vassell also went 6 for 16. Stephon Castle was 7 for 20. Like, nobody was great when you're looking at the Spurs. Like, no one stepped up and took over when Wemby was out. And I think that was the difference, because you actually mentioned it. The Spurs got to 8-point leads in the second half like 3 different times, and boom, Blazers came back every time. The Blazers were like that annoying. They just kept nipping away. Honestly, I just checked the Spurs championship odds because I got kind of nervous. They're still plus 650, which is weird. I'm watching the Blazers play the Spurs. I'm a Spurs guy. I have a Spurs ticket, WCLV, plus 1,800 to win the NBA Finals. That's how you get CLV, and not bet the 76ers, but whatever. The Blazers do not look like a fun matchup for the Spurs. Not a fun first-round matchup. Not like.
So you don't think that it's necessarily that big of a Spurs problem? You think it's a matchup problem?
I think it's a little bit of a matchup problem and a little bit of just the Blazers being dogs with nothing to lose, you know? Like, they have nothing to lose. The fact that they won yesterday is amazing. They're playing with house money. And if they lose this series 4-1, no one will give it. Now it's 1-1 going back to Portland, which, by the way, is an insane environment for the playoffs. Absolutely insane. Wait till you see this place. And Wemby's not going to play for 7 to 10 days, you're telling me? Just sounds like the worst spot to be in ever for a team that's plus 650 to win the NBA Finals.
Yeah, let's talk about the Blazers a little bit. Klingon was 1 for 6 from 3, my GOAT. When I was watching this game, I saw him miss a couple threes, and they were talking about that. Wasn't happy about that slander. He only had 9 points. Avdija, quiet night for him.
Was bad. Just to address Reen, he's saying Scoot isn't doing that every game, and you're correct. He's not. You're not getting 14 from Denny every game either.
Yeah.
He's normally got 25 or 30, so those cancel out a little bit.
Very good point. Drew Holiday, 6 for 17. Not a great night for him either, but he did have 9 assists and 5 rebounds. Scoot, 31 points. Robert Williams came up pretty big. He was plus 13, went on the court, 9 rebounds, 11 points. All you could really ask for from him.
I'll say this. Drew Holiday, not to glaze him because I bet on him, he isn't shooting the ball well. He's a massive difference maker. He is a massive. 9 assists, and he's everywhere. He's also insane on defense. Like, he had a good game. He's just not shooting the ball well.
Yeah. I just want to make it known when I took the Bucks to win the championship, it was not because of Giannis. It was not because of Chris Middleton. It was all because of Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday is it fair to call him like a glue guy?
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. He's probably the best glue guy in the entire league. You
know, like Carmelo Anthony he's a better basketball player, and he's like, when you think of like great individual basketball players, but I don't think Carmelo Anthony, his problem was he didn't make everyone around him better. Drew Holiday is the ultimate make everybody around you better. Huge fan of his. I'll tell you what I liked about the Blazers when I was watching this game. Thiago Splitter, I believe, is their head coach. I saw him getting animated on the sideline.
Yeah.
I loved what I saw from him. That was fun. I mean, look, it would be really cool to see the Spurs Thunder in the Western Conference Finals. So like, I'm kind of rooting for that chalk to happen, as we talked about yesterday. But the Portland or the Blazers being a fun team is cool. This came out of nowhere. The only guys I really gave a shit about were Klingen. I am wondering though, do you think? You said wait till you see Portland. I mean, fuck stick. I've seen Portland. Thank you very much. But unless you're talking to 22-year-olds in the chat, yeah, it's going to be rowdy. It's going to be a great atmosphere. Do you think realistically, without Wemby, the Spurs going to Portland, it's a win for them just to get one game? Like, are they
100%?
So they're in serious trouble.
2-2's a dream. I don't know. The Vegas's odds telling you they're not in serious trouble. They're still plus 650 to win the finals, which is crazy. But do I think it's going to be 2-2 going back to San Antonio for Game 5? Yes. Do I think it's kind of sucks that the Spurs might win the series in 6 or 7 when everyone thought it would be 4 or 5? Yes.
Domeless Snail said, just came here to say both your takes were on absolute fire yesterday. Do you know what he's referring to?
Probably. I mean, we were cooking, man.
Oh, from the stream.
I hope so.
Yeah. We had some good one. Oh boy, stop it, Chad. Stop doing that. We've moved on from the fucking 6-7 phase. Please, I'm glad you didn't give into that. By the way, all right. Tempo pace. We're keeping it crispy. It's 10:34. We have a lot to discuss. Heavy on the draft today. Lakers and Rockets. Lakers 101. Rockets 94. Kevin Durant's in. Doesn't matter. Lakers went outright again. I didn't watch a second of this game, but again, I have been on Rockets Twitter, and all people keep saying is Kevin Durant was right. Kevin Durant's burner was right about all his teammates.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant looked like a guy who did not want to be there from what I gathered just from the clips. And I know Barty Bart was in my DMs nice and early. He's a proud Clevelander, proud Ohioan. I believe Ohioans are very proud, probably the most proud state that you're going to find. Although people from Rhode Island love Rhode Island, by the way. Anyways, yeah, we'll glaze LeBron James.
Yeah. If you don't glaze LeBron James after these 2 games, unfortunately, you are a hater, and I'm not a hater, so I have to glaze.
I'm a criticizer. I'm a critic. I'm an opinion.
It's fine. I'm good at being a critic, but if you don't just glaze him after these 2 efforts, you're not a critic. You're a hater. He deserves to glaze. This is nuts. 41 years old with Marcus Smart, Luke Kennard, DeAndre Ayton. Insane. This is insane. I cannot believe that he's doing this.
Yeah. No, well, listen, I am a hater, but I'm not that type of hater, because here I am, Snacks, and everybody that wants to say I'm a hater. I have always said I'm not going to argue that MJ is better than LeBron. I'm not going to do it. I can do nothing but show respect to the way LeBron James is playing basketball. He's it's not even just the stat sheet. Again, I didn't watch the game, but the clips that I'm seeing, he is out there playing mean, physical, talking shit, and
playing
at the end of the
40 minutes, playing 40 minutes at 41 years old, that's just ridiculous.
And the one thing I've always said and I've liked about LeBron James is he is like Kobe, RIP, in the sense that through the course of an 82-game season, it doesn't matter if he's playing in LA, standalone game on a Sunday night against Steph Curry, or it's a Wednesday in fucking Charlotte. He's not taking the game off. He wants to win. And right now in the playoffs, I mean, without Reeves, without Luka, you would think like a Lakers team might fold. He's playing his dick off. So nothing but respect.
On paper, he is playing with an absolutely horrendous team.
Yes.
They're all playing great. I'm sad you didn't take advantage of that. You nailed the Marcus Smart game. He had fucking 5 threes, 5 for 7 from 3. He went off. But doing this with Marcus Smart, DeAndre Ayton, and Luke Kennard is really unheard of.
Yeah, you nailed. You kind of sniffed the Marcus Smart game, I think, yesterday.
Well, I thought it was you.
Huh?
I thought you did that.
No, we just talked about a guy. You said someone on the Lakers would go off, and we were talking about who it could be, and you said Marcus Smart, but I was like, wait a minute, Marcus Smart already had a really good game by Marcus Smart standards. By the way, Luke Kennard again, 23 points, ride the hot dude. Rui Hachimura, 13. I don't know that he went over it was never DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah, he didn't go over Rui didn't go over, but Rui consistently does his job.
Yeah, and I think as much as respect as we'll show to LeBron James for doing this with literally Marcus Smart and Luke Kennard, as you said, and Rui Hachimura, what does this say about the Rockets?
Who's good on the Rockets?
Well, here's my question. I'm gonna bring up Hefe's comment. By the way, I used to be an Ime truther trying to play Sengun like Jokic's mental illness. I want to glaze us, and then I want to put egg on my face in the same time. Do you remember Fat Girls is nowhere to be found? What a coincidence! I don't see Hovey in here, but do you remember the NBA heads when that happened? When Kevin Durant signed with the Rockets, do you remember how crazy people went?
NBA fans were definitely excited. Yeah, don't worry, I got to post some Vic lapping at some point.
Good, because you and I stood on business, and we were like, "Why does anybody getting over the moon about Kevin Durant joining your team? Like, he's a phenomenal player. He's older, but he's also has he ever been the guy that's like been like the team guy? Not really. He bounces around fucking everywhere. If it didn't work in Brooklyn and it didn't work in Phoenix, like the only place it's really worked was Golden State. Like, are we where
it was already working before we got there?
Yeah, exactly. Like, people were ready to crown Houston. Like, oh, this is what the missing piece. This is what they needed. Now, the one caveat to that is there's no Fred VanVleet, which is a big deal. Missing a guy like that is a big deal, no doubt about it. But yeah, I don't know, man. I thought Sengun was a dog. I thought he was a phenomenal big man in the NBA. 20 points, 9 of 20 shooting, but more importantly, I guess the problem with him is that his defense is so fucking bad, and nobody takes this guy seriously. The funniest thing I saw on NBA Twitter was what I retweeted, where someone said Sengun runs like he got titties. That one got me pretty good. Yeah. Any takes on the Rockets? And then we'll go ahead and we'll move on.
It's not a good basketball team. I really don't think it's a very good team. I know we try to figure out like Jabari Smith. I guess he was okay yesterday. Number 3 overall pick was pretty much the projected number 1 overall pick until like a week before the draft. It felt like the Magic changed their mind and went with Paulo. I see Rambo saying Rockets are a better home team and that they're -9.5 at home. Crazy. That'll probably be one of the most contrarian plays of the entire playoffs. Rockets -9.5. That's absolutely insane. Not that it doesn't make sense, but it's still insane after the way they performed. I just can't. I can't figure out how the Rockets are going to do it. Like, who's going to turn this around? Who on the Rockets going to turn this around? I guess Kevin Durant would have to be the guy. 9 turnovers is absolutely awful. Really, really bad. And like I said, on paper, the Lakers roster is terrible. So I guess we're just saying a complete stinker is coming from the Lakers in Houston. It almost like, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can bet on Houston in this series.
What's kind of interesting, and I don't really know how this is even possible, but Sengun played 35 minutes. He was +1 on the floor. Jabari Smith Jr. was the biggest liability. He was -11, and that's with scoring 18 points. I think the big question is what's up with Reed Shepherd? 10 minutes, he was 0 for 3 from 3, 0 points, 3 assists. They're going to need this guy to go off if they have a chance.
Yeah, but that is, and I mean, look at this bench, bro. Look at this bench. I guess that's what happens when you trade for Kevin Durant. But what is this? 27 minutes at Atari Eason, who was 4 for 14. Then you got Jashawn Tate, who gave him 0 points in 9 minutes. Clint Capella, give me a fucking break.
Yeah, give me a break.
0 points. And Aaron Holiday, who gave him 0 points and 0 for 3 from 3 in 7 minutes. Like, this is just a dog shit bench.
Let me just say this. I know I saw Snowman said the Lakers +9 is going to be a player of the year. You're saying the Rockets is going to be contrarian. If you want to play conspiracy theorist, the NBA wants to drag this series out as long as possible, right? Because we have LeBron and Durant. First of all, you have hopefully you're buying time for Austin Reeves to come back. And I don't know, people are acting like Luka flew to fucking back to Europe, got some stem cells injected, and like now he has a chance to come back, where I thought he tore his ACL and or something along those lines and he was done.
Yeah, I don't think it was a torn ACL.
Or not an ACL, but it was a significant injury. Sorry. So, Hovey, I agree. There's absolutely no chance in hell the Lakers are winning game 3. I'm sorry. You can call it obvious bounce back, obvious spot, whatever. The Rockets are going to beat the shit out of them. They are. That's going to happen. Also, I'm sorry, Luke Kennard is not hitting shots in Houston as opposed to.
Yeah. And I can't, I'm not keeping up with this bickering in the chat between McKiffin and Toucan Sam, but I will just say everybody was glazing the Rockets in preseason. Literally everybody.
Oh. Everybody's saying they're not?
I think so. I like I said, I didn't fully keep up. I wasn't fucking the chat, as you like to say. Yeah. The Rockets were getting glazed for this trade. Kevin Durant called the missing piece to a wonderful roster. That's what people were saying at the beginning of the season. I'll show you tweets if you want to see them. Trust me, I got them bookmarked. I will be Vic Lapping.
Yeah, just like the Spurs were going to win by 25, right? Yeah, I guess so, Corco. I guess so. He is saying Durant is a 7-foot Melo. No, I mean he's better than Melo, but I get what he's saying. He doesn't make his team better. He doesn't make his team.
I don't think that's Thor's take ever, to be completely honest. Kevin Durant, people will hate it. I know there'll be people in the chat that hate this. Kevin Durant, Carmelo Anthony comparisons, I actually think kind of hit.
Yeah, they're not bad. I don't think they're bad. Anyways, yeah, we're gonna have to bring that up. I hope we can dig back into Twitch, maybe soon when we were previewing the NBA or whenever the date that happened. I would love to go back and look at the chat because they were just fucking slurping Houston.
Yeah, and to be clear, Toucan Sam, what you're saying is 100% correct. No one was saying that in the beginning of the year, though. Absolutely no one.
There is zero space here shooting for the Rockets. No point guard and $4 million in dead salary. Yeah, nobody was saying that. All right, let's move on. Let's recap hockey real quick. We'll do a little recap on MLB, and then we're going to dive into the NFL draft. It's 10:45. We do have to move. You're going on Snowman.
What the fuck?
It's crazy, dude. I know.
The fastest 45 minutes in stream history.
Time flies, man. Time fucking flies when you're having fun. Let's do this real quick. The Lightning win in overtime. I feel terrible for the Montreal Canadiens. I called them house money Habs. I did play the 1.5 puck line, which came through, laid the juice, put 1.5 units on it, did put half a unit on the money line. That did not come through, obviously. Bad turnover in that third period, which led to a Kucherov goal. And then I didn't see what happened in overtime, but Montreal could have had that game. I still think Montreal's very live in this series. Boston and Buffalo. Oh my goodness gracious. What just a bad showing from the Buffalo Sabres.
You can kind of feel that coming, right?
Yeah. And I had a bad beat. You want to hear it? I'll tell it to you. I forgot. I pulled a Biev. I forgot. It was just on my fake sharp sheet to get the under 6.5 in. I mean, I had like 18 wagers in.
You're going to tell me you took 5.5.
Dude, but I couldn't believe the line moved so much. It was 5 minutes into the game, and it went from 6.5 to 5.5. I opened Pickett. I couldn't find a 6. I couldn't find a 6.5. And I said to myself, I was like, listen, at least I have to have the dignity to bet the bet. You know, I got it on the sheet. I talked about it. I wanted the 6.5. That was one of my favorite plays last night. I bet 5.5. Couldn't believe how it fucking ended up. So I lost.
That sucks. I have a regret. I haven't made a playoff hockey bet. Do I have a regret of not taking the Bruins after how hype everyone was on the Sabres after that comeback win? Yes, I very much regret that. I can't believe I didn't do it.
Everybody's talking about you. Well, not everybody, but people are asking. You don't disrespect the ice. You don't hate hockey. You like it, but
I'm watching 30 minutes to an hour every night.
Yeah. I think it would be fun if you made one bet here and there.
Yeah, I think it's time. It just sucks because that should have been it yesterday. Not to be. Yeah. I know hindsight's 2020, but that's such a almost obvious one.
Shout out to the Utah Mammoth. They're a scrappy team. They play hard. They got dudes. They came through. I think that was a BTL play. I think they were big on the Mammoth. So if they were, great job. I didn't have the balls to do it, but an excellent win there. And then I got to tell you, I'm sorry. This is going to be hindsight. People are not going to like this. The Avs minus 1.5 yesterday was the squarest play imaginable. If you were to ask a fucking 10-year-old, what bet should you take? That is going to be the Avs minus 1.5. I'm just telling you right now, the Avs in the first round of the playoffs can get punched. They can, for whatever reason, make it interesting. And I know square plays hit all the time, but I don't think the Avs minus 1.5 is something that it doesn't. If you hit it, it's very much just like the Dodgers minus 1.5. I think it's a really, really like big lack of respect for just the ability for underdogs in the NHL playoffs to be able to make it interesting in the first round. That's the beauty of the NHL playoffs. These teams that nobody cares about or writes off when they get in there, they muck it up. So I'm not happy that anybody lost money. I know the Avs minus 1.5 was a big play. I didn't have the balls to take the Kings, so don't get too upset with me. But I like seeing it be hard on dominant teams and no cakewalk. So
I think everybody kind of likes seeing that.
Yeah, respect to the Kings. All right, that was a very, very quick NHL.
All right, we're talking puck. Let's go through this board real quick. I got a couple opinions. We can make it do 5 to 7 minutes. Board.
All right, of the puck board tonight, correct?
Exactly. Yep. Because Penguins Flyers is obviously an interesting game. The contrarian in me wants to take the Penguins. Should I do that?
God, dude, the Penguins were so bad in game 2 their back is against the wall, it just has to be the Penguins. It just does. It has to be the Penguins. But my hockey brain is telling you, after watching a little bit of the first game and all of the second game, the Flyers are the better team. But it has to be the Penguins tonight. So if you want to take the Penguins, I co-sign it. A lot of pressure on Philly coming in there. The building's going to be rocking. It's still a young, inexperienced group. Like the team, love what I've seen from Vladar. It's got to be the Penguins. So the answer to that is yes.
The Snacks have a point, though?
That's always a great question in these situations. Like the Penguins down 2-0, winning game 3. Maybe that's a little more obvious. But I got to tell you, I don't know that everybody's rushing to do it.
I don't know either because they look so bad.
And I agree. I've said this series is going to go 6. I think each team can win 2, but god damn, the Penguins look so awful.
All right, got one more question. We'll move on about this game.
Okay.
If the Penguins win, they have – this is going to sound like a John Madden quote, but if the Penguins win, they have to score goals. And I'm guessing their over is probably like juiced at 2.5. Maybe that.
Probably. It's probably going to be like minus 150 or something. I mean, they've scored what, 2?
No way, right?
Over 2.5 goals.
Yeah, you think that's? I was going to say it was plus money.
I don't know.
All right, Chad. If someone could find me a line on 2.5 goals for the Penguins, I'd appreciate it. We can move on.
Maybe the juice is just a little less, but I always think you're going to find over 2.5 goals more often than not is going to be juiced. I think it has to be the Penguins. Don't want to do it, but I kind of think it has to.
Okay.
Over 50. Dallas and Minnesota. Here I think is the square play of the day.
Wild?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Biev center. No, not center ice.
Well, I don't know. Do we want to spoil it?
Oh, my bad, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we'll let him have his moment.
Pretend I didn't say that. Sorry. I thought
That's okay. Wild are minus 125, minus 130, depending on where you look. I think the obvious play tonight is the Dallas Stars. I thought you were saying the Wild were the obvious play. No, I'm sorry. The Wild
Stars are obvious play too.
You think the Stars are obvious?
Kinda.
No.
Wild are just everybody loves them.
I think people are just sick of the Stars. I think people think the Wild are the better team. Now they're back at home. It's 1-1. Minnesota's going to be rocking. I think the Wild look like the easiest button to press. Okay. You want to talk about road team scoring goals? I think it's Dallas. I think Dallas comes out and looks like they're shot out of a fucking cannon tonight. Dallas over the team total might be my favorite play on the ice.
Okay, chat saying I didn't spoil Beef's thing, so that makes me feel better.
Oh, okay. Beef is going on a Chelly op date. We know. Okay. Beef told everyone yesterday what he's doing. And then Edmonton and Anaheim. I think I have a newfound respect for the Ducks, the way they responded in game 1. I'm not going to overreact, to like JJ McCarthy on Monday Night Football in game 1 here, and all of a sudden tell you that I think the Ducks are going to make it a series. I still think Edmonton wins this. Minus 1.5 games was my favorite bet, but nothing for me in Edmonton.
Are Edmonton anywhere near as popular as the Avalanche?
I do not think so.
No, I would kind of think this could be a spot for the favorite to beat that ass.
Okay. I think that's more than fair. I think it's more than fair. All right. Let's do a quick recap of MLB last night. Let's take a quick.
Oh, wait. Okay. I was going to say, I think actually it might be smart just to keep things on track. Quick NBA board review.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I like where your head's at.
2 games. One is Suns Thunder. So we're not talking about that too much.
I love where your head's at. All right. Pistons tonight, chat. Minus 8.5 at home. I hate that there were 2 days off between these games. Totals 218.5. The Magic sure seem like they're getting pretty trendy and pretty popular. If you didn't see how last night or the game 1 played out, you missed probably one of Orlando's better games in months. Everybody was chipping in and contributing except for Desmond Bane. I would say keep an eye on him to bounce back. Reports were that he had an illness. Wendell Carter played great. Duren was awful. I think he only had 8 points. Cade Cunningham went off. He was the story. He's at 28.5 points tonight. Franz Wagner woke up late in the fourth quarter. Paulo was awesome. He disappeared in the fourth quarter. Jalen Suggs started. He hit 2 threes in the beginning, and then he ended 3 for 10 from 3, but he did everything. Rebounds, assists, defense. What do you like tonight, Steak? The Pistons are 8.5. The total's 218. Is this going to be an obvious bounce back spot for Detroit?
It is an obvious bounce back spot for Detroit, but maybe not that obvious because they don't get a lot of respect anyways. They already weren't getting respect coming into this playoffs, third best odds to win the East when they were the number 1 seed that won 60 games. People don't like him. You got Ryan Russillo on a show now saying that Cade is the best player in the series, but then the Orlando Magic have the next 4 best players in the series, which I thought was interesting. It's obviously a jab at Jalen Duren, who had a really bad first game. I'm sorry. I don't really like this about myself. It's just the fan that I am. I am a realistic fan. The Magic played amazing against Detroit. They played really well against Charlotte too. Back-to-back really good games. I've watched this team play a lot this year. And I just want to say for the Magic backers, prepare to be disappointed because they haven't looked the way they looked in these last 2 games consistently for the entire year. And I know everyone who watched that game said, like, see, this is why I took them over 50.5 games. And this is why they were my sleeper team to win the East, because they got so much fucking talent and they actually do play well together when they put it all together. You want to talk about a good starting lineup, with the exception of Wendell Carter, Suggs, Bane, Wagner, and Banchero is a crazy starting lineup. They don't play like that often. And I do think the Pistons are the spots. And I'm obviously not betting, and I'm not betting the Pistons. I hope the Magic win. But if you're asking me for my cap of the game, I really think it's the Pistons, and I really think it's the over. Liking the over makes me wonder who it is. Could be as simple as going back to the guys, but I want to find like a role player for the Pistons. That's really where I want to.
Like there's going to be a ton of points tonight. You always fucking tail somebody, by the way. You just always do.
You don't think there's? First of all, I would always tail Ramble, so there's nothing bad about it.
I know that, but that's my point. You always tail.
There's okay. Who did I tail yesterday on the Portland Trailblazers? Who did I tail yesterday on the Los Angeles Lakers?
Who
did I tail? Who did I tail?
I have no idea. I have no idea. But I'm just saying, subconsciously, you see something pop in your head, and you're like, I'm going to go with that. You think there's going to be a ton of points scored tonight? But you don't think the Magic are going to play like they did last game?
I think the Pistons are going to score a ton of points.
You think the Pistons are going to score?
Yes, and not specifically Cade Cunningham. Maybe Jalen Duren, honestly, and maybe Tobias Harris.
That's
the crazy Piston stat.
No,
what is it?
They haven't won a home playoff game since 2008.
Oh my lord,
is that real?
Yeah,
got to be. When would they have? Because they've been out of the playoffs for a while.
For a while, yeah. But there was like 2 or 3. This might be the 3rd since then that they've been in the playoffs.
I saw the JB Bickerstaff stat where in game 1s he had a horrible ATS record, so people were bet on the Magic because of that.
They got everything working against him right now.
Okay, so I like my favorite thing about your read here is because ultimately I do agree with you. I think Duren is too good of a player not to bounce back. That would be my.
And Wendell Carter is not good. He had a good game. He's not good.
Right. That would be my surgical read. Is I completely agree with you. I don't know that we're going to get that again from Wendell Carter on the road. As a Magic fan, certainly hope we do. I think that's the only way the Magic can win this game or win this series is if we have that big guys matching the physicality of Detroit. Duren is a fucking monster. What are his
17.5, bro? He's probably gonna have a huge game.
Well, I like a little combo. Rebounds. What about like points, rebounds, or something like that? Jalen Duren points.
Yeah, I love it, to be honest.
That might be a collab play for us. Or somebody said fading Wendell. That would be a play too.
Do you know the deal with Wendell and Duren?
You mean Angel Reese posting something on her Instagram story?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like apparently she was involved with Duren first, now Carter.
No, I did not know that. Wow.
I thought that's what I read. I could have got caught, but I think that they both been inside Angel Reese.
At this point, are we surprised? And NBA players are all Eskimo brothers with each other. They just cycle around the same.
Dude, love it.
Crazy. Very surprised to see this. Somebody asked about the splits. I'm not going to put it on the screen because this is one of those things where Pickett has blue on blue and it's not really pleasing on the eyes. I'll just tell you what it is. 86% of the bets. No, sorry. 82% of the bets. 86% of the money's on the over. I'm kind of shocked to see that. In terms of the spread, 63% of the bets, 72% of the money is on Detroit. I don't know that I love necessarily the game over, but I also at the same time don't know that I like the under. I think did game 1 go over or under?
Under. Under.
I think that it's probably just Detroit, but I am curious. because you are a very realistic fan. I did ask you. I don't think you did it, and that's okay. We'll do it another time. The last time you did bet on the Magic, can you remember?
I lost.
Was it in the regular season?
Absolutely.
Okay. Because when was the last time you bet on the Gators last year? Did you bet on the Vikings at all last year?
There was like one time it was super contrarian, and it probably was a Max Brosmer start.
Seahawks, maybe.
No, thank God I didn't do that. I remember telling everyone not to do that. I became a massive Seahawks glazer at like game 9 or whatever last year. I think it might have been the Lions game with Max Brosmer starting. I have a really good record betting the Vikings. I do not have a good record betting the Magic. That's the honest truth.
So you did, though. You had confidence in the Magic in one playoff run. I don't know if it was the Celtics last year or the Cavs the year before that. But this is what I'm getting at. I think because you saw the Magic play so much in the regular season, you have PTSD.
Yeah, I'm jaded.
Yeah, you're jaded. Exactly. That's
very fair take from you.
And the only difference that I think from anybody who's watching the show that isn't a Magic fan is I always remind myself the playoffs are a new season. And I really think a switch can flip. I do not think it is smart to take any team laying 8.5 or 9 points against the Magic the way the Magic are playing, because I don't think the Magic are going to come in here and lay an egg. I really don't.
Okay.
The only thing that I really think is, what can Detroit do differently to win this game? Cade was insane, and he's probably just going to be insane again.
Mm-hmm.
I want to remind people the Pistons shot 38 free throws. That's twice as many as the Magic shot, and they were in the bonus with 6.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. The Magic played a damn near perfect game. It was unbelievable, and everybody contributed, but everybody can contribute. That's the beauty of their lineup that Steak was pointing out. I think if we're talking about a bounce back game, Desmond Bane cannot shoot that poorly again. I like Desmond Bane to make some threes. That would be my Magic guy. And I like Jalen Duren.
Good. I'm glad you agree with Jalen Duren. He's the answer to your question. What can the Pistons do differently? He needs to be involved. He was insane. He was a 2010 guy all year who shot 65% from the field and then was non-existent against Wendell Carter. It made no sense, and I promise you it won't happen again.
No, I don't think Detroit has the ammo. I think it's over. Please stop that. Please stop that. We're talking about Orlando Magic team with some young dudes. Franz Wagner played 3 horrible quarters. Paulo disappeared. Jalen Suggs couldn't make a fucking 3. And the bench is not that consistent.
Yeah, I hope for my sanity and everyone betting the Magic, you don't see the Magic team that I saw for like 85% of this year, but I really hope you win.
Yeah. What's the series price on that note? And we'll move on to the next.
It's like minus 170.
Okay. Probably a good bet if anybody wants to know. I'm sure Steak would agree with that. Suns and Thunder. Let's talk about this. Take a quick piss break and then let's dive in. What if this is the random Tobias 25 ball? Honestly, Royal, I don't hate it.
Sneakily, Tobias Harris hates the Magic, and him and Paulo have went at each other before. So I don't hate that.
They did. They were chirping each other last game. You're right. That was great. Yeah, I don't hate that look at all. That would be a fun, like small bet to make on a nice plus price, is taking a guy to go off. Tobias could be a good look. Suns and the Thunder. The Thunder are 17-point favorites. The total in this one's 215. I don't know where you stood in game 1, but I certainly did not think that the Suns were going to lose the game by 40 points. I like their team, but I'm also somebody who thinks that the Thunder are a dynasty and going to win another championship, and I don't want to put any money against them. I will here and there, but the first round, like I had no problem with betting on the Sixers because I still sort of believe in the Sixers. I'm trying to do that same thing now where it's like, I like the Suns. I don't think the Suns are going to be that bad. And I think that almost like game 1, when you're a huge underdog like this after the play-in game, could be like a scheduled loss. And it's like, now let's fucking show them what we can do. Let's take that disrespect and what we got first game and let's apply it to game 2. So if I had to make a bet on this game, it would be Suns with the points, or what I did with the Sixers, the Suns to score points. The Suns team total over. Do you like any sort of those?
I respect it. It's really disgusting. I respect it. I like Jalen Green points, so I'm aligned with you a little bit. I know I've said that a bunch of times. He's been a hot dude. He was good in the play-ins.
Yeah.
I like Jalen Green points. I don't hate that you like the Sun spread. It's nasty. It's insanely large spread for a playoff game. It's kind of sad. I can't say that, I guess, with how the Sixers played yesterday, but the 1-8 matchup in the West, this OKC is just too good. They literally need a bye. Do I think Suns can keep it within 17? Sure. I don't know if I'm playing it though.
60% of the bets.
Andy yesterday, Sandy, obviously joking, saying he only bets $300. I got like 3 mean comments and a couple DMs like, "Oh, you're so fucking cool, man." Yeah.
To be fair, I'm pretty good. You're great at sarcasm. I'm pretty good at picking up sarcasm. I do think if you don't know who either person is, you could perceive that as
definitely, yeah. I knew what I was getting myself into. Yeah.
Right. I'm not defending anyone that goes out of their way to yell at you. But I also at the same time was like, it wasn't the biggest L for someone to think that you might have been being serious, I think.
Real quick, Matt Gauthier, 45 stream streak. This isn't the Kings, De'Aaron Fox, P. Ruck 3 stream streak, and Ryan Kinney 160.
Oh, let's go, Ryan Kinney. Fucking hell yeah. 60% of the wager, 61% of the money on the Suns tonight. A lot of money in bets on the over, 80%, 90%. And of course, everybody's on the Suns money line. By the way, I'm going on Owner's Box after this. Sandy, I don't know if you'll be there or not, but I do want to glaze you for your tweet and talk about that and your units. And also, I think I told you this, my Numbnuts co-host and Biev don't know what units are. Trent doesn't know what units are. It's good to have you on team units. So good job. W Fells, what's up, Adam? Thank you again for the SF Rex. I landed on a place, so I'm all good there. Looking forward to checking out your city. Okay. It is 11:04. We do have baseball to discuss, but maybe we leave that to the very end and let's dive into the NFL.
Dive into the NFL draft.
Dun, 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 dun. All right, NFL draft. We're going to start talking here. I do have to piss, though. I drank a whole thing of water and 2 cups of coffee. We are going to be right back after these words.
Sub up, Sandy.
Quick piss.
Wow, that was really quick. Holy shit.
We don't have a lot of time to fuck around. It is NFL.
Good job.
Yep. We got a lot of I didn't snack on any nuts, pause, and we're getting right to it. Okay. The NFL draft. I hate the new format. We don't have time to talk about that. I like to annually remind people how much I love the old format, Saturday and Sunday. But here we are. So Thursday, tomorrow, we have the first round. There are plenty of mock drafts, and there are also some wagers that you can have or you can place. Where, I don't know. You have to figure that out. We can't talk about any sports books on here, so don't fucking ask me where anything is. But I am going to reference some odds and some wagers and some thoughts. And Steak and I are going to go through the first 10 or 15 picks.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I think we should do. Just pick by pick, give our opinion.
Yep. So let's start with this. Let me go to the draft order. The first pick overall to the Las Vegas Raiders is going to be Fernando Mendoza. I
actually have them shocking the world and taking Taylor.
Very funny. So we're going to skip right over the Las Vegas Raiders and let's go to the New York Jets. The Jets are picking second overall. And what do we know about the Jets? Okay, let's start there. We know that Aaron Glenn is their coach, and he's a defensive guy. And what did the Jets do last year or not do last year? Play defense.
Yeah, or intercept passes.
No interceptions, and they had no pass rush. So there's no reason to overthink this on where the Jets are going to go, because you look at the guys at the top of the big board here, loaded with defensive talent. Not so much in the secondary, but up front. So you've got David Bailey from Texas Tech, and you got Arvell Reese from Ohio State. You also have Sonny Styles, linebacker. But more importantly, if you're the Jets, you're going to go with David Bailey or Arvell Reese. Now, up until this point, Arvell Reese was expected to go to the Jets. He was minus 400. I think I saw a tweet. He was minus 400 to go to the Jets. Now he is down to minus 130. There is a lot of steam on David Bailey going to the Jets at number 2. You and I have talked about this briefly. You are ready to plant your flag. You are not buying the David Bailey steam.
Correct. That is correct.
So my question would be this. What is the reason that you think, if you have one, that the Jets are not going to take Bailey and they're going to take Arvell Reese?
My reason's pretty stupid.
Okay. I love stupid reasons.
Because of where they went to college. I know it's really dumb, but I think when you're looking at two guys, so I think at this point, both people, mostly everyone is calling these two dudes generational talents. It's like you can't lose by picking between David Bailey and Arvell Reese. They're just home run picks, 2 or 3, which we'll get to number 3, and I'll give my opinion on that. I think you're not passing up the dog out of Ohio State in this situation, and I think the steam's fake as hell with David Bailey.
I think it's fake too.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of smoke in this draft, and we'll talk about some smoke next. But I think if you are the New York Jets, it kind of feels like a situation where you can't go wrong. Would you at least agree if you were a Jets fan and they did pick David Bailey, you're not going to be upset? Not one bit.
I mean, I just said that. I think it's you're literally looking at a situation where both guys are considered home runs.
So I do wonder though. Okay, so your reason, I get it's silly where they went to college. If you're an X to no person, if there's anybody in the chat, I am curious. What would be the reason to take Bailey over Arvell Reese? I'm pulling up a mock here. It says New York.
It's what Kiffin said. It's because David Bailey is considered to be the better pass rusher, and Arvell Reese is considered to be the better overall player. But obviously, the NFL has a love affair with elite pass rushers, which obviously that makes sense.
Got it. That makes sense. I'm reading this quick blurb right here. And it says, Arvell Reese is a great player, but I'm sticking with Bailey. New York needs his instant production. 14.5 sacks last year for its lackluster pass rush.
Also, real quick, let me glaze Royal, because if there's somebody that you should be, I hope you put out a mock draft or something, Royal. You are really good at specifically the defensive side of drafts.
Yeah.
I won't forget when you told us Carson Schlesinger had a chance to win Defensive Rookie of the Year, which was an insane call. So please put out some fucking content. The world needs it.
Yep. Well said. Second that. All right. Before we go to the Arizona Cardinals at number 3, let's talk about the smoke that's coming out from the Arizona Cardinals with Jeremiah Love. And then let's talk about Jeremiah Love, because you and I also agree on him potentially falling here. Yeah. So the Arizona Cardinals, I'm going to pull up, you know what? Let's pull up their roster real quick. I had this on our PFF. I don't have it up right now. I'm not logged in. So I'm just going to go to, let me just go to like fucking ESPN or something, because I want to look at this and make sure I'm 100% correct. Okay, here we go. There is some steam and some smoke coming out that the Cardinals are going to take Jeremiah Love at number 3. Their offense is lackluster. They're going into it with Jacoby Brissett, Michael Wilson, Kendrick Bourne, Trey McBride, Marvin Harrison, and an offensive line that has Paris Johnson Jr. That's kind of the only name that I recognize. I don't know if they've addressed it recently, but the running back room, James Conner is coming off an injury. They signed Tyler Algier. They have Trey Benson and Bam Knight. Could they use a running back? Sure. But they could use everything. You talk about a team's needs. I look at this defense, and yes, they have addressed it in the draft in years past, drafting Walter Nolan, the defensive tackle, I believe, from Ole Miss. They got Josh Sweat. I like Mac Wilson Sr., who's a linebacker. Outside of that, they have Budda Baker at safety. They need guys. And they don't have a defensive-minded coach anymore. They have LaFleur. But you're telling me the Cardinals are going to take a running back at 3?
Yeah. I'm telling you they are not going to take a running back.
No. Fuck no, man.
I almost want to hit up, well, we know, but I need to find a book where we can bet no at like minus 320 or whatever it would be that Love does not go to Arizona since he's plus 250 to go. That shit is not happening. That would be a horrible pick. That would be worse than the Raiders taking Genty, which I think was a horrible pick. Not a horrible player, just to clarify. I think Genty's a baller. I just think the Raiders taking him there was a bad pick when you needed so many things. I think this would be worse. You know what I like. I think David Bailey will be hard to pass up, but at the end of the day, this team needs offensive line. You started with it. Plus 800 for Francis. I don't really know how to pronounce his last name. Is it Mauigoa? Magua, whatever it is, plus 800. I would take a sprinkle of that. I've been saying that since we started talking about the draft. I believe he's who I have them taking in my original mock draft from months ago. They need offensive line really bad. Every bad team in the NFL that needs everything should start with offensive line, in my opinion. So give me that plus 800. I think that's really worth a sprinkle. Maui Noah.
Cardinals first drafted position. D-line edge is 2-1. Running backs 2-1. Offensive linemen's plus 250. I like where your head's at. It sounds like he is far and away the best offensive lineman in the draft. I think what the Cardinals should do is trade back because they do need so many things. But if they stay, I'm good with them taking Bailey, or I'm also good with them taking offensive linemen. I think Jeremiah Love would not be a good play. Now let's talk about Jeremiah Love for a second, Steak. I want to hone in on this for a second. Jeremiah Love's draft position was 5.5. The over was heavily juiced. Now I'm seeing that it is down to 4.5. So Jeremiah Love, his draft position is 4.5. The under 4.5 is minus 160. The over is plus 120. You and I both love the over at plus 120.
Love it.
Because you're saying he's not going 1, he's not going 2. So you're saying he's going 3 or 4. That's the Cardinals, and then number 4 is the Titans. We just talked about the Cardinals roster, and they have guys in their running back room that you could play football with. So do the Tennessee Titans. What am I missing here? I know Tajay Spears is not all that, but Tony Pollard is a serviceable running back. You've got a quarterback who needs help. He needs a supporting cast. Calvin Ridley is not working out there. They've got some fun young players here and there. I get people like Gunnar Helm, Iomanor, Wan'Dale Robinson. They signed. They need offensive line help. But come on, man. Robert Saleh is the new head coach. He's a defensive guy. He's from San Francisco, where everybody knows when you think of defense in San Francisco, you think of Fred Warner. Well, guess what? There's a guy who's being comped to Fred Warner in fucking Sonny Styles. You're telling me that the Tennessee Titans, when they need everything imaginable on defense and other pieces on this roster, are going to take a running back? I don't fucking see it. I don't see it. I don't think it makes any sense. So how is Jeremiah Love under minus 160? The only thing it could be, Steak, is they think somebody's going to trade up. Or do they actually think the Titans or the Cardinals are going to take Jeremiah Love? What the fuck?
They actually think the Titans are going to take him. I'm with you on Jeremiah Love over. So let me just say that first before I play devil's advocate to your argument. Tajay Spears and Tony Pollard at least has an argument for being the worst running back room in the NFL. I'm just trying to think of one off the top of my head. Is there a worse running back room than that? Pollard and Spears. I think the Spears project is all but over. We were so ready for him to be like a pass catching, change of pace, yards after catch guy, and he's just never that. Not last year, McKiffin, but this year. I feel like it's the worst running back room in the league. So with that being said, Javonte Williams is better. I'll give him that, even though they're where I think Jeremiah Love.
Javonte Williams is better than Tony Pollard?
Yeah, I think so. I think he proved that last year. So anyways, my point that I want to make is I don't think they're drafting Jeremiah Love, but I actually think he's a great fit. Where I think you nailed it is it's Robert Saleh, and that's why I can't have his first draft pick as a head coach being a running back. Just can't see it. Sonny Styles plus 250 if you like it. My pick is David Bailey plus 410 only because I think he's still going to be there. Most people aren't going to take that because they don't think he'll still be there. But as we have it, I have it going Mendoza, Reese, and Francis. So that would leave David Bailey to Robert Saleh, which is like the home run of home runs. He's not drafting Jeremiah Love over that guy. So my favorite play at this pick is David Bailey plus 410. But if it's not Bailey, it's Styles, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think it's got to be, you know why I don't love that? Because I very much think that the Tennessee Titans could take Sonny Styles.
I'm sorry.
Do these guys talk about games or just Chipotle? Oh yeah. Somebody help our buddy out. Well, I don't know if he's our buddy. He might not be a very friendly guy.
I don't think he's our buddy.
No, he's probably not our buddy, but he is. He's probably way back there. You can scroll up a little bit, or just sit tight and hang out and make it through.
You really want to help him?
Nah. Oh, well, that's funny that you say that. All the people you like helping, and now you're holding me accountable, which I love, by the way. Titans first drafted position, running back plus 125, D line plus 225, linebacker is 8-1.
All I'm saying is we'll be sweating that Titans pick. That's the sweat.
Wide receiver for the Titans.
Yeah, they need a wide receiver. Sure, they got Wan'Dale Robinson. Is that exciting?
No, I agree, but not at 4.
Not at 4. No, you want to talk about a team that could try to trade down and get 2 late first rounders? Titans are an option for that.
This is it. I think the Cardinals and the Titans should both move down if they can.
So do I.
But who? I guess going back to the Jeremiah Love draft position, 4.5 under -160. Even 5.5 under was like -325. That's saying that the Giants are going to take Jeremiah Love. Why would the Giants take Jeremiah Love? I know their running back room isn't great, but also, I mean, come on. You have Cam Scatterbo, you have Tyron Tracy, and you need so many other things. I love Jeremiah Love. I just don't think that the Titans, the Cardinals, and the Giants should spend a 3rd, 4th, or 5th pick on a running back. And it's just not going to move the needle enough. You need so many other things. The only thing that makes sense to me is if the Cardinals take Love, it's kind of like the Raiders taking Genty. And then you suck ass again next year and you get your quarterback the following year. And you have your quarterback and running back franchise players for the future.
Yeah, 100% you cooked. McKiffin cooked with this too. That's a very good point. Didn't think about that. A lot of people
2027 draft is too valuable to give up picks.
Yeah, a lot of people are not going to want to give up 2027 draft capital.
No, but the first round has some guys here. So you would go back to acquire another first round pick.
For sure. And then DC said weak wide receiver class. I don't really actually think it's weak. I just think it's not top heavy. So like taking wide receiver top 10, I don't love, but once you get down to 10 through 30, I actually think there's some pretty solid options at wide receiver.
These are the guys I wrote down that I saw everybody mocked. I looked at a couple mock drafts and this is who everyone had in their first
wide
round.
Receivers.
Yeah. Variation of players. Yeah. I guess them.
Tyson Lemon, Concepcion, Denzel Boston. And there's one more guy, right?
Yep.
One more guy. That's a wide receiver everybody likes. I'm drawing a blank for some reason. Give me a clue. Oh, yeah, Omar Cooper. Thank you.
Omar Cooper. That's it. Yeah. So it's 6 guys.
Carnell Tate. Yeah. Carnell Tate's obvious one.
Well, yeah, you didn't say that, but I figured that's a given. Yeah, so let's talk about that. So just to go back real quick, you and I both agree. I think that Arvell Reese, I'm not buying the Bailey smoke, so I agree with you. Arvell Reese to the Jets at number 2. Number 3, I think the Cardinals should take David Bailey, but I also have no issue if they take an offensive lineman. You and I both agree on that, right?
Yeah, I think you lean more towards Bailey and I lean more towards offensive line, but I'm not going to be surprised or disappointed.
And 4 for the Titans, you like Bailey or Reese, which would make perfect sense. I think they might go Styles there.
I see why you're saying that. Styles is my 5th pick to the Giants. I'm squaring up there. He's plus 185. He's the favorite to go there. That's what I like.
Well, that's what I want to talk about next. So the New York Giants, their first drafted position, linebacker plus 140. So that's Styles. Safety plus 325. That would be Caleb Downs. Wide receiver plus 350. What the fuck is going on with all this steam to Jordan Tyson going 5 to the Giants? I was listening to Todd McShay talk on the Rich Eisen show. I played you a clip of it. They were saying that this guy came out of nowhere because of a workout he had at Arizona State. I think this stuff is so fascinating to me. He's a good player. I mean, we all saw him play 6'2", 200. He's a game changer. He's the second best wide receiver, I think, in the draft, which is a consensus opinion.
Not a consensus opinion. A lot of people think he's the best receiver in the draft.
Do you think he's better than Carnell Tate?
Definitely people out there that think he's better than Carnell Tate.
Well, I'm just a little confused because I just don't know where all this Jordan Tyson steam came from.
Yeah, I don't either. Not with the injury history, and I'm not buying it at all. I know I'm kind of getting on here and saying I'm fading all the steam, which is going to end up maybe being stupid. Not buying the steam one bit.
No, I'm with you.
Me too, Royal. Me too.
So the New York Giants, you have them going Sonny Styles at 5, right?
Yes.
Okay. I will say, man, if the Cardinals go offensive line, that is going to be huge for the Giants because that means the Giants can certainly get Styles if the Titans don't get him. But if the Titans take Styles, the Cardinals take an O-line, that means they can get Bailey or Reese. That would be
They're
awesome.
set up pretty nice because that 10 pick's looking kind of set up nice too.
But they also don't need a whole lot of D-line help. They're loaded on the D-line with Abdul Carter,
They just lost
Thibodeau and Bryant. Yeah, but that's an interior guy.
Yeah, but I'm saying they still need defensive line help. But I get what you're saying. It's not the number one thing.
No, you know what? The more I think about it, they need a linebacker. That they need Sonny Styles. They need Sonny Styles or they need Caleb Downs, but they can take him with a later pick. Let's go to 6. 6 is the Cleveland Browns. And in this mock draft that I'm looking at right now, they have Spencer Fanow. Or Fano. I call him Fanow. I think it's Fanow. Offensive tackle from Utah. I've heard the name. Can't tell you that I've done a lot of fucking scouting on Spencer Fano. But I don't know. I don't hate this for the Browns. The Browns are a team that, I don't know, being a city like Cleveland, being an AFC North team, like you got to be strong in the trenches. Their defense does not need a whole lot of help. If they're going to go with Shador as their quarterback for the future, I'm okay with that. He needs a lot of help. Talk about a team that could use a fucking running back. Who are their running backs?
Oh, they're not drafting a running back.
Well, I know they're not, but
they got Dylan Sampson and Quinshon Judkins in last.
Oh, they got Judkins. I'm such a
Judkins did break his leg. I don't know what the recovery time is, but they're not taking Jeremiah.
Yeah. My bad. I forgot all about Judkins. That's my bad. They need a receiver because they have I almost said Jersey Jerry. They have Jerry Jeudy. My brain is in the gutter right now. Jerry Jeudy, Cedric Tillman.
Yeah.
Fannon's awesome. They still have Njoku.
I thought they don't have Njoku, right? Didn't Njoku go somewhere?
Jesus. Browns need OL. Yep. Watson ready to be back. Sure. You are Njoku's gone. Okay. 98% wide receiver OL. It's got to be. What else could they possibly fucking take? So if you want to go look at what the betting odds are, Cleveland.
Njoku, that's kind of weird, right?
What's that?
No one signed Njoku.
I think that's wild. Yeah. I think this is crazy. Cleveland is minus 175 to take an offensive lineman. They're plus 125 to take a wide receiver. I would think that should be flipped. As much as you need offensive line help, you can't go into the season with that receiver room. You just can't.
Don't they have another first-round pick? I think they do. It's like 20-something. 24. Thank you, McKiffin. So the only reason why I can lead you off wide receiver, my pick is Carnell Tate. I'm going with Carnell Tate. I think they won't pass him up. Ohio State guy, I think they'll take him. With that being said, the reason they would take offensive line and not receiver is because there's going to be a decently solid receiver around at pick 24. So that would be the only devil's advocate I would play at a wide receiver. But regardless, I'm taking the Browns to take Carnell Tate plus 270. Yeah, so like Danny, I wouldn't hate that at all.
No, I'm not saying how could they take O-line. I agree it's O-line or receiver. I'm more so surprised O-line's minus 175 because I feel like wide receiver is just as big of a need for this team.
This is the worst wide receiver room in the NFL.
Yeah. So Snowman, what I'm saying is like both should be like plus 150 or something.
Yeah. As I'm talking it out, though, there's part of me that believes it could be what McKiffin's saying. 6 O-line, 24 wide receiver potential.
So then, okay, I agree with you. So then if the Cardinals do what you think they're going to do and take an offensive lineman with Maua, is Spencer Fano really the guy at 6?
Yeah, because the only other one after that is the dude from Alabama, Caden Proctor.
Yeah, I do have some written down. Maua, Fano, Aliavavaga.
Yeah, he's a guard.
Okay, Caden Proctor. We like him.
He's a tackle from Alabama, and then there's Monroe
Freeling, and then there's Lomu, and there's is Blake Wheeler on here? I thought I wrote him down.
Oh, Blake Miller?
Blake Miller. Yeah, the guy from Clemson.
Yeah.
Monroe Freeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Well, I think it's Book It.
Book It 10.
Book It 10. Yeah, there you go. Freeling is a guy I'm fading over 17.5. Yeah, there's more linemen than receivers. Feel like take receiver first. I don't hate that idea. All right, let's go to 7 with Washington. This is a really interesting decision too. Well, what the
having a really hard time with this one.
A very, very hard time. According to the odds, Washington is favored to take a wide receiver at plus 150. Running back is plus 225. Defensive line edge is 5-1. Could I see the Commanders drafting Jeremiah Love? Yes. Is Eckler still around?
Even if he is. Who
Okay, I know. I'm just trying to throw
Bill
out names.
Rodriguez is gone, but they got Rashad White.
They got Rashad White for very, very cheap, who's not a bad pickup. No way, bro, said Eckler. I'm just talking about the guys in the receiver room. I also said Bam Knight. Okay, I did say Bam Knight. I'm just talking it out here. We're just talking it out. Don't shit on me yet, please.
Lemon can't go 7. McKiffin, that can't happen.
So, no, Lemon cannot go 7. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, Rashad White, Jerome Ford, Jeremy McNichols. It's not a good running back room. If you are drafting Jeremiah Love here, though, you're saying we're done with the Bill experiment, right?
They're not drafting Jeremiah Love.
Okay, so then this is their wide receiver room. Terry McLaurin, Luke McCaffrey, Treylon Burks, never forget him from Arkansas, Van Jefferson, De'Ami Brown. Where's Deebo Samuel? Is he gone?
It must be.
They've as much as I like Terry McLaurin, they need a wide receiver
Badly.
So if Carnell Tate, if the Browns don't take Carnell Tate, that's your pick.
Correct.
But let's pretend they do take Carnell Tate. You can't take, or I guess you can. Tyson's the guy?
Yeah, Jordan Tyson. Or do you just say Caleb Downs is so good and an anchor for our defense that we'll take Caleb Downs here? If you're in the camp that the Browns are going O-line, then I think here is where you'd like Carnell Tate. If you're in the camp like me that the Browns are taking Carnell Tate, then you would like the Commanders to take Jordan Tyson plus 700 or Caleb Downs plus 950.
Caleb Downs plus 950. God, I guess that is true. If you look at this defense, it's not good. They need help. They need help defensively big time. Luvu's getting old. Kinlaw was kind of mad. Deron Payne kind of sucks. Yeah, they need defense. Dan Quinn still the coach for the Commanders?
Dean Morrow, Delane is 100% going to be an option for sure. I don't know why I skipped over him, but he's 100% going to be an option. I don't have him going here, but not that crazy at all.
Cornerback is 7-1. D-line edge. So you're saying they're not going to draft Jeremiah Love, but that running back is plus 225. I think there would be. I don't think it's a horrible move. If you're the Commanders, though, and let's say Maugwa is gone at 3, and let's say Carnell Tate's gone at 6, are you going Tyson?
You're asking me what I would.
Yeah.
If I was the GM, I would be taking Caleb Downs.
You would take Caleb Downs.
Yeah.
I like that. I think Caleb Downs. I don't know. I mean, that wide receiver room is so fucking bad. It's so bad. So
it is bad because you don't even know how much more Scary Terry's got left in the tank.
Yeah, you need somebody. Somebody said Tate and Terry are too similar. Delane's over on.
Not wrong. That's why I don't have that on my board at all. Commanders, Tate to Commanders.
Team to draft Caleb Downs. Giants plus 175. The Commanders are 6-1. Team to draft Jeremiah Love. Titans minus 140. Cardinals 2-1. Commanders plus 375.
Titans minus 140. My God.
I just don't get it. I do not get it at all.
I get it, but I'm surprised. I get it, but I'm surprised.
Team to draft Jordan Tyson. Giants 2-1. Saints 3-1. Chiefs 5-1. Commanders are 6-1.
Yeah.
All right. There was one other thing I was going to look at. Somebody asked Delane's draft position. Let's see if I can find it. And also, whoever said that Concepcion is going to be a stud in this draft, I couldn't agree more. He was amazing every time I watched Texas A&M, and I do not like their quarterback very much. But even Marcel Reed, even at that game against Notre Dame, Concepcion wasn't the guy that went off, but he's so fucking good.
We'll be collabing on that depending on where his helm is. I like Concepcion more than Cooper, Danny.
Delane is 9.5 draft position, and the over is minus 130. So let's move on and let's talk about that. The next play here, or the next team, I should say, is the New Orleans Saints. So we talk Commanders. The Saints are at 8. This is a very interesting spot to be in. I think this is one of the most interesting spots to be in at number 8, because I think the variation of players going in the top 5 or 6 being Bailey, Reese, Styles, and an offensive lineman all makes sense. It's what happens after that, like Brown's pick, which seems pretty obvious, right?
Yeah.
They're going to go offensive lineman, they're going to go receiver. But then you start to wonder, what are the Commanders going to do? Now you really start to wonder, what the fuck are the Saints going to do? Because they're going to have some seriously good options. And now they have Brandon Staley as their defensive coordinator, I believe. But they also have some fun on offense with Shook. And you got to think like, okay, you got a young quarterback. You want to get him some help. They got Olave. I don't really know what their running back room looks like. We can talk about it. But they're really...
they got ETN.
Did they?
Yeah.
From the Jags?
Yes.
Holy shit. Okay, then they're probably not going to do that because Kamara is done. They're probably not going to go Jeremiah Love, although I didn't really hate it. This is their wide receiver room after Olave. Devon Vile, Mason Tipton, Trey Palmer, Kevin Austin Jr., Bub Means. That's not good.
Nope.
I don't hate Kelvin Banks Jr., their left tackle that they got. Their offensive line doesn't seem to be the biggest worry as of right now, although they can use it just like most teams could. But you look at their defense, they don't really have anybody up front. Pete Warner is a nice player. Chase Young was really, really good last year. Kool-Aid McKinstry in the secondary. Their secondary is lacking significantly. So this team could really do anything, and it wouldn't surprise me. It could go receiver. They could go Jeremiah Love. Well, now that you mentioned they got ETN, they're probably not going to go Love, but they could go defensive line. They can go cornerback. So if I'm looking at the odds here, the New Orleans Saints are favored to draft a wide receiver at plus 150. Running back is 2-1. And then offensive lineman plus 370.
That's weird, man, because don't the Saints have pick 8?
Yeah.
It's Jeremiah Love's plus 3,300 to go there.
That's got to be worth a sprinkle, is it not? How is it not?
I mean, I don't think there's a chance in hell. I think it's what you're looking at has to be something old. There's no running backs on this board for the Saints.
It's not old. This is updated.
2-1.
I mean, he's right now on a live offshore book. Running back is 2-1 for the Saints.
Well, then Jeremiah Love plus 33-1 on the blue book has to be sprinkled.
Has to be.
I think there's genuinely only 3 guys that could go here. 1, Jordan Tyson. He's the obvious one. You nailed it. That's a pretty bad receiver room. Out of Olave, who had a really good year, but is injury prone still. He was awesome last year, but you can't guarantee he's out there for all 17 next year. They need a wide receiver. Delane is a decent option for them. And then where I have him going is Ruben Bain. Ruben Bain's who I loved at the beginning of draft talk. Then he kind of tailed off. He's got crocodile arms. He has the, I don't know if it was a DWI or some kind of particular manslaughter. Not trying to undermine that situation, but Brandon Miller had an incident like that and was still drafted very high. Jalen Carter had an incident like that. We pretend it's going to affect these guys' draft stocks when they're generational talents. I don't know if you can call him that, but Ruben Bain could definitely go here plus 550. He's really, really good. He's every bit as good as, honestly, the other defensive guys we've talked about so far in this draft. And I wonder if he's too much to pass up for the Saints here, who really need a guy like him.
Well, the odds board does not agree with you one bit, which I find shocking because I think the Saints should seriously consider Ruben Bain. Listen to this. Teams to draft Ruben Bain. The favorite are the Chiefs. Next is the Cowboys, 5-1. The Bengals, 6-1. The Dolphins, 6-1. The Lions, the Packers, the Saints, 8-1. And Ruben Bain's draft position, over 8.5 is minus 375. This motherfucker's dropping.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't agree. I show him plus 550 to be pick 8. I really like it.
If you are the Saints, you're taking Ruben Bain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. If Caleb Downs is available, are you taking Caleb Downs?
If I am the Saints and Caleb Downs is available, am I taking him? Probably.
Okay.
Yeah, probably take Ruben Bain.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was wondering. So by our mock, we have Tyson falling, and fading the steam on him, which I agree with. Now let's go to 9.
Yeah.
And again, 9 is very interesting. We have the Chiefs. And by the way, I was listening to a Saints beat reporter yesterday make the case for the Saints to take Mansour Delane. Did you know the New Orleans Saints have not drafted an LSU player in round 1 ever? It's kind of crazy, right?
The Chiefs?
No, sorry, the Saints.
Oh, the Saints. Yeah, it is crazy. I was going to say Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
No, fuck them. Never forget DeAndre Swift. I had the bet on him and they did that. I couldn't believe it. So the Chiefs at 9. People are saying that I saw Gents Club, by the way, said that this would make a lot of sense for why Love is minus 160 to go over 4.5. The only thing that makes sense to me is someone's trading up. They're saying the Saints are rumored to trade up to take Love at 3. Works for me.
Yeah.
The Chiefs could be that team, but they just signed Kenneth Walker. So they're probably not going to trade up. They are good or better at the running back position. So now the question is this. What the fuck are the Chiefs going to do at 9, Steak? They are, according to the odds, the Kansas City Chiefs are favored to take an offensive lineman. That's 2-1. Defensive line edge plus 275. Cornerback 3-1. Wide receiver 3-1. And then the odds drop after that. So it's got to be one of those things. Let's pretend we're the GM of the Kansas City Chiefs. Let's just start with this. You going offense or you going defense?
I'm going offensive line, but I'm basing it off what my board looks like so far. So obviously, if you are somebody who has Spencer Fanu already off the board at pick 9, you wouldn't like that here. I don't have him off the board yet, so I would say he's a steal for the Chiefs. So that's what I'm going with. Can't see offensive line. Can see Delane. I'll say that. That wouldn't shock me at all. So I would go Spencer or I would go Delane. Those would be my only 2 guys. I don't have Lemon Tate or Tyson.
Got it. So Delane, or no, that's not what I want to say. The Chiefs' need of secondary of cornerback is up there.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think their need of wide receiver is legit too. I just don't think they're doing it at number 9.
That's what I'm wondering. Like, what if you're in the bit, and I love what Snowman said, your best friend is Matt Nagy if you're the Chiefs GM. If you're big board of like not even players, but what do we need if you're the Chiefs? What goes number 1? You know, does it go O-line, wide receiver, DB? Yeah, I guess I can see that. I was trying to find
who's the end you draft here? Oh, Bain. Because a lot of people don't agree that Bain's going to the Saints. So Ruben Bain would be the guy here. I don't hate that for what it's worth.
Well, they're the odds-on favorite to draft Ruben Bain.
Yeah. Okay. That makes perfect sense to me then.
Okay. Let's just round out a little bit of the top 10. We'll talk a little bit more picks and then we will talk baseball. I see Yay Lads is already in here bitching. The New York Giants have the 10th pick. We like them to go defense at 5. They got to go, I would think, wide receiver here.
Yeah, but in both of our drafts we've done so far, we have Jeremiah Love on the board. So I have to ask you a question. Let's say that we're psychics and we just nailed the first 9 picks of that draft. And you get down to it and you have the Giants who have Jeremiah Love available. Do you think they would take him at pick 10? Honestly. Part of me does.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Yeah. Or Jordan Tyson or Caden Proctor.
I just don't know. I mean, I know Cam Scatterbo had a really bad injury, but like, doesn't that work so well? Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbo in New York. Like,
and Tyrone Tracy, bro.
I know. Them taking a running back that makes no sense to me. If Jeremiah Love is there at 10, somebody should trade up. And New York should acquire even more.
Yeah, I don't think that's the craziest take ever. Yeah, I just don't think Tyrone Tracy's a bum. Like, if you get Scatterbo back and you have Tyrone Tracy, I just don't think it's the worst. I don't think it's anywhere near as bad as Tennessee's room.
I don't either at all. And I'm a Tony Pollard guy, but let's look at the Giants. Their wide receiver room is Neighbors. Obviously, he's amazing. But then it's Darius Slayton, Darnell Mooney, Calvin Austin, Bo Collins, and Isaiah Hodgins.
No, Jordan Tyson's a real option here.
I'll also say this: they need a offensive lineman.
Yeah, Caden Proctor.
Yeah, and he's projected to go later. So I think they should trade 10 if Jeremiah Love is there. They just don't fucking need him that badly, in my opinion. John Runyon's getting older. Andrew Thomas is iffy. Elamanier, the guy they got from the Raiders, is good, but yeah, I don't know, man. Penn State kid could make sense. Right. Yeah. Penn State guy being offensive lineman for the Giants makes a lot of sense. All right. Let's just talk a little.
The Penn State guard is plus 800. I really don't hate that either.
Yeah. The Miami Dolphins are mocked in this draft. I'm looking at going offensive line and taking Francis Maigua. We don't think he's going to be there. But I want to just look at the odds board real quick. Who do you think Miami is going to take? Offensive line is plus 125. Then it's wide receiver. You like Delane here?
Yeah. I think
because you had the Chiefs taking Delane. Or no, you had
No, I didn't. I don't have anyone taking Delane yet on mine.
Well, if you have Bain going to the Saints, who did you have the Chiefs taking?
Renew.
Got it. Okay. So Miami would take Delane. Okay.
Yeah, and then it's the 12th pick Cowboys.
Yeah.
Jeremiah Love.
Dude. I mean, we have to bet Jeremiah Love then, right?
Yeah, of course.
Over.
Absolutely.
That's probably got to be our favorite bet. I hate to do it. The only way that gets fucked is if somebody trades up.
So funny.
What's funny?
How bad the Chiefs fans don't want offensive line. I'm surprised. I feel like Pat was running for his fucking life all year.
Yeah, but they just drafted because they just did that last year. Didn't they get that guy from Ohio State, Simmons or something?
Yes.
Didn't they take him? All right, just a couple more, and then we're gonna take a piss and talk some baseball.
I was gonna say no more. We got to go right into baseball.
All right, we got to go right into baseball. All right, you want to tee it up because I got to take a piss real bad.
Yeah, go.
All right, let me get the first game for you. You can talk about it a little bit, and I'll be right back super quick. St. Louis Cardinals in Miami. Did that game stay under or did it go over?
I think it was 5-3, and it stayed under, but it didn't look like it was going to stay under all game.
It didn't, and I am so mad at myself for not laddering the under in Colorado. I think that was a 1-0 final. I can't believe that. I didn't play it. Did you bet it?
Bet what? I'm sorry?
The under in Colorado.
No, I forgot, dude. I completely forgot. 1-0.
We talked about laddering the under.
We were kind of in our bag, man. I'll tell you where I wasn't in my bag. Raise money line. How about the fucking one? You should go Pitts. I can glaze the White Sox.
Yeah. All right, glaze the White Sox and talk about Miami and St. Louis.
Back to back yesterday. White Sox went back to back, and Murakami homered for the fourth game in a row. It's Cardinals Marlins. This is actually one that I already like something. I think I have to take Cardinals again. I'm not wanting to make a habit of fading the Marlins, but Jansen Junk, I can't tell if people liked him. It feels like coming into the year they did. He's been kind of crappy pitching against a guy who, I'll be honest, I don't really know who is. Kyle Lehigh. Know nothing about him. Yes, this is a second P break for anybody wondering. So if you're looking cash over 1.5 P breaks, minus 140. I love the Cardinals money line here. I really, really do. I think they're going to win the series. I like them to win the series. I regret not taking them to win the series when Marlins won the first game. But at a plus price, short plus price, I'll take them. Let's see if anybody homered. Church and Marcy homered in yesterday's game. I don't think I'll be investing in any of them to be hot dudes, but give me Cardinals money line. And honestly, another spot, I don't think the Nerfy hit yesterday, but another spot where I do kind of like the Nerfy, I do kind of like the under. Chat's still talking fucking draft, throwing me off. Reds, Rays. Ugh. Rays are minus 143. Nick Martinez going against Brandon Williamson. I'm not sure I have any under. Yeah, no Burleson or Walker. Dude, love KP. I love the Cardinals. Don't even know why. Brandon Williamson going against Nick Martinez, and the Rays are minus 143 when the Reds haven't lost in a week. That's kind of insane, right?
Yeah.
It's really, really weird. Last one we said that about. There was a team yesterday that was minus 149. We thought it was odd. I think it was the Guardians, right?
Guardians and Astros, yeah. And Guardians came back and won. Yeah. Almost took the Astros there. I have watched Nick Martinez pitch twice. I even texted Jovan about this because he's been a Reds guy lately, and he came from the Reds. I was like, what do you think of Nick Martinez? I love the way he's pitching. Love it.
Oh, he's from the Reds.
Yeah.
Revenge game. I could buy into that.
I love him, dude. I think he's been pitching so well. And honestly, on that note, I'd probably take some sorry, hold on. I have so many fucking tabs up right now from the NFL draft. My brain just froze.
I'm wondering now if we just go Martinez K's. I can't take the Rays minus 143.
Well, before we go K's, this is where I get annoyed. I don't know if the fucking Reds strike out a lot. But here's what I was going to tell you. They've scored 6 runs, 12 runs. They're on fire. They've won 5 in a row. What if we just what I like to do is taking a guy to pitch a good game. What about taking the pitcher outs?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
So I just want to look at it. Ellie De La Cruz, he's a fucking hot dude. Sal Stewart, hot dude. Shout out Kim his money. I just want to look real quick at some pitching props.
Okay, we don't really got time, so you got to keep it moving.
I know. I just got to find it real quick. 16.5.
Okay, I'm with you.
5 2/3. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Astros, Guardians, Lambert and Biev.
Yep.
Once again, a lot of respect for the Guardians, who I think deserve it, and lack of respect for the Astros, who I think are going to stink all year. But man, it's hard to press minus 156 with the Guardians. I guess you can see why Biev would be favored at home over whoever the fuck Lambert is. I still like the Guardians, but not pressing minus 156.
Not pressing that either. By the way, Brandon Williamson's a lefty. Not to go back to this game for too long. First 5 under. That's a play.
Okay.
At 1 o'clock. First 5 under. Kansas City, Michael Wacha and the Baltimore Orioles. I believe the Royals won. No thanks to Bobby fucking loser Witt. 1 hit, 1 RBI, didn't go over the 2.5. That was a swing and a whiff. Baz did not pitch all that well. I think he allowed like 7 or 8 hits, but he did enough job. I don't know, man. I've watched Bassett pitch and he is bad. He's old. He doesn't look very good. Total's 9.5. Hate to do it, Steak. Hate to do it because I know the Royals have not been good. Oh, Bassett's coming off of a shove fest. 5 innings, 4 hits, 0 earned runs. I like the Royals today.
You like the Royals? Yeah, that's fine. I said I like the Orioles yesterday. I really think they should have won. I'm not going back to them. So if you like the Royals, that's fine. I just won't be joining you.
Yeah, I like the Royals, and I might dabble a little bit on Bobby Witt FOMO. Okay, Blue Jays. Largo.
Soriano has been insane.
Yep, that's my fucking dog right there.
Holy shit,
guy. The Blue Jays have indeed been getting right, sir, and I feel like a fucking loser for not profiting from it. They won the Corbin game. They won the Cease game. They won Gosman, won 3 in a row. Definitely feels like the Blue Jays could potentially be getting right. Soriano's minus 144. I kind of want to take that plus price and fade my guy Soriano. What do you think?
If you wanted to do that, I'd say you do that with runs. Over 8. That's a play I like.
Is it?
Your fee's speaking to me too.
That's fun. That is a good time. Okay. Mariners, Logan Gilbert, minus 170, total 7.5. Savale pitching. Savale's actually been not terrible this year. Bunch of former Rays on this Athletics rotation. I would go ahead. I pushed the plus price with the A's yesterday. I'd probably do it again. I'm just not into this Mariners team, dude. They're 10-15. They're 9-7 at home. Sure. Logan Gilbert's a fine pitcher. I think the A's are scrappy, and I like the A's.
I say it every time we talk about the Red Sox. I think the Mariners are slowly creeping into the category. Like, if you're pressing him here minus 186, adding him to a bozo lay, or taking a minus 1.5, you're just crazy to me. I don't know how you can back the Mariners right now. They look awful. I'll completely pass, and I won't blame anyone for continuing to press plus prices against them.
I'm going to do it. 5-0 on dogs yesterday. Maybe I'll be the dog of the day guy in the MLB. I'm going to take a shot on the Raptors, on the Blue Jays, and on the A's. Let's go to Milwaukee. Let's go to Detroit. Mize on the bump. The Tigers lost their second home game of the season last year. Those Brewers, man, they're a scrappy bunch. 13-9 on the year now. Chad Patrick is a guy I tried to fade, and he made me look like a fucking buffoon. Okay. He's going against Casey Mize. Total is 7.5 here. 2 good pitchers. Combined ERA is under 4. A lot of runs yesterday from the Brewers. A lot of runs really from the Brewers. They've gone over in 3 straight games. Feels like an obvious under. I do kind of like it. I also like the plus price with the Brewers. What do you think?
I don't feel like the under is that obvious. I do kind of like it as well. I lean the Tigers, but I think we really said it perfectly yesterday. Like, fading the Brewers is a death wish. Mm-hmm. After saying that they win a game 12-4, why would I go back today and try to fade them again? I'm not going to do it. Do kind of like the under.
Yeah. Got there with the Yankees yesterday. I did not take the over. Thankfully, it was always the under. The Yankees came through 4-0. Now they got freed on the bump against Ranger Suarez. Two lefties going. The Yankees are minus 130, total of 7.5. I'm going to stay entirely out of this game. If anything, I'd probably lean Red Sox. What do you think?
Yankees off back-to-back shutouts. Probably lean Red Sox 7.5. That makes sense. Yeah. I get why you like Red Sox. It's a hell no for me, though.
Hell no?
Hell no, yeah. Fuck the Red Sox, man.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I respect that. My guy, Zach Littell, is not off to a great start with the National. He's got a 7.70 ERA. Shout out to the Nats coming through. That was a short as shit line against Reynaldo Lopez and the Braves yesterday. And shout out to the guys in my DMs reminding me that James Wood is having a great year. So egg on my face on there as well. He's got 8 home runs, and it's good to see him play well. Braves in a bounce back spot, Steak. Some guy named Fuentes on the bump, minus 140, total 8.5 against Zach Littell.
Looks like that might be some kind of bullpen guy.
Probably.
I've never heard of him. He only pitched 4 innings this year. He was fine in the 4 innings he has pitched. Littell hasn't been good at all. Braves are a really obvious bounce back game. And
not a bullpen guy.
Not a bullpen guy.
He's a prospect. Big fan of his.
Big fan.
Shout out Diddler.
Well, you know what? I like the under in the game yesterday. It soared over. Maybe I'll go with an under here.
Maybe I'll go back to the Nationals.
Go back to the Nationals?
Yeah, I think the Braves are a super obvious bounce back spot
here.
Ooh,
okay.
I don't know. I bet you everyone's pressing Braves today.
Even with a guy making his pitcher debut?
Well, he can't be making his pitcher debut. It says he's already pitched 4 innings this year. He pitched 4 innings, has 4 Ks.
Yeah, it's not his debut.
Okay. It was his debut. I play that a little different.
He pitched and then got sent down a little bit, and now he's back up.
Okay.
Got it. Twins. God, that felt good. I saw him down 3-0. I was like, fuck. I guess the Mets are going to go ahead and win this game finally. And I just love seeing the Twins come back, which sucks because I don't hate the Mets. I like the Mets, but it's getting rough out there in Queens. Clay Holmes, minus 150 against, I don't even know who the fuck this guy is. Prelip.
This looks like a debutante. Phil's is this a debutante? It's looking like he's
Buxton
a debutante.
Nuke.
Or Goots.
This guy, this closer, Devin Williams, oh my God, he needs to get out of New York, dude. He needs to get out of New York. He is not made for the Big Apple. I'll tell you that right now. It's okay. This place ain't for everybody, but Devin Williams, holy shit.
Buxton, hot dude. Somebody said in the chat, Buxton Nuke. Yep, well, that's something I'm interested in. Lindor homered yesterday, too, if you're interested in taking any Mets.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yes, I am interested. Thank you for saying that. I am. I'm going to take Lindor to hit another home run today. That's what I'm going to do.
I'll probably go with Buxton. Maybe we do a little 2-man. We haven't ran a little 2-man in a while.
Man, well, you know what? We haven't ran the Sunday Steak Special in a while. All right, let's keep moving. We got 5 more games left, it looks like. The Cubs.
Minute. It's his power hour.
Yeah, we're doing great. Cubs, minus 160. Boyd on the bump against the Phillies. I think the Cubs won yesterday. The Phillies are a disaster. 2-8 in their last 10, 8-15, total 7.5. This series is not getting $1 of mine. Pass.
No, but I could see the Cubs just beating their ass again.
Sure. It's fine with me. Did the Rangers come through for you yesterday?
Sure did.
Nice job. That was a good bet. Shout out Kumar Rocker. Rav. Not really. Jack Leader on the bump today, going against Ashcraft, total 7.5. To go back to the Rangers?
Yeah, go back to the Rangers. Sorry, Rav. Sorry.
I like it. Yeah. God, I'm gonna lose some sleep on not betting that Rockies.
I wish you would tell me that. We literally agreed that was our collab play. I don't even know how the fuck we forgot about it. It's crazy.
You know what? I was having flashbacks. Remember when I called the highest scoring game of the season last year? It was the Pirates and the Rockies.
That was like a true nightmare.
I feel like yesterday was the lowest scoring game, and I was like, man, I should take advantage. I just totally forgot. Yeah, really upset about that. Total 12.5. Sugano's going against Bueller. This feels like the game where we can see 16 runs. So I'd probably go over. Maybe that's a little obvious. Whole square. Don't really care. That's how my brain works. Do you agree?
Yep, I agree. Moniak homer.
He homered?
No, I'm saying that's what I like today.
Oh, got it. Yeah. D-backs minus 150.
Dude, glaze the White Sox.
Yeah.
Nutty. Murakami dog.
They were my last dog. I had to sweat. No, I had the A's too, but I look up. The game already starts. It's the top of the first inning, 1 out, 3 runs already from the White Sox. It was that easy. I don't know how you're down money betting on this team, moron. You ain't doing something right. fuck, they treat me well. Maybe I'm their daddy. You ever think about that? Maybe I'm the White Sox daddy. That's right. You're over there fucking down $189 or some shit.
I'm not down $189. I'm down 50. Thank you.
Oh, look at that. Good for
Yeah.
you. Yeah. Anyways, I think I'm up like $80. So I don't want to get greedy.
Yeah, you shouldn't. Matter of fact, you stay away from them.
Oh, yeah. You'd like that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You'd like that. Yeah. I'll pick my spot with the White Sox again. Total at 9.5. I don't know who either of these pitchers are. Rodriguez and K. You guys fucking figure it out. Giants, big dogs to Shohei Ohtani today. Big dogs.
They won yesterday, right?
Kind of like them again.
DJ, I'm not making up the fucking number. I track it every day. I've been down up as much as $300 betting the White Sox.
Get his ass.
That's crazy.
No, DJ, get steak.
No, I fucking track it. Don't get me. I track it every single game.
You probably made an accounting error. It happens.
Oh my God.
Get
This
his
is
ass.
insane. This is insane. Who lies about being down $50?
No, I know you're not lying. I'm just kidding. You're an honest Joe. You're too honest sometimes. It's annoying as fuck. Yeah, I don't know, man. I kind of like the Giants.
Okay. I don't. I'll pass.
Okay. All right. Quick recap. We'll shut it down. You and I are both going on streams after this. Then I am Corp is a bitch later. I'm going to be gassed. I need a lunch today. I need a healthy lunch. Not like healthy. I mean like hefty.
Chipotle?
You sounded really zesty when you just said that.
Chipotle?
Miami, St. Louis.
Cardinals, favorite bet of the day. Get it in now. I got to get it in now.
Yeah, get it in right now.
You keep doing it. I got
Guardians, Astros. What'd you say?
I just love the Guardians. I have a crush on the Guardians.
That's all right. I don't blame you. Rays, we like Nick Martinez props. You can do whatever you want. You're not going to tell me. I understand. I'll go over pitching outs for Nick Martinez. I think he's going to have a good game today. I like the way he's been pitching this year. Revenge game, but don't get. Oh, I like the first 5 under. That's an actual play.
You remember the St. Lunatics?
Of course I do.
God, the St. Lunatics were awesome.
Keep stumping in my Air Force One, big boy. I think I bought a St. Lunatics album.
Batter Up. That's the song that just went absurdly.
Batter up. I'm the first to swing. Home run.
Yeah, there you go. Murphy Lee was my favorite, Jones.
Murphy Lee was good. What's the song that's I'm a sucker for cornrows and man?
That's just Nelly. EI.
No, I know that, but EI, yeah. Where was I? Royals and Orioles.
Pass.
Going back to Bobby Witt one more fucking time, and that's it. This is it. This is the last time. It's the last time.
This is me with the Nets. It is just a death wish. It's a bad idea. I hope you quit soon.
This is the last time.
Yeah, the only way that you quit is if you lose. So I'm rooting for you to lose.
Okay, that's very fair. This is the last time. I'm quitting if I win. I'm taking my money and I'm running.
Sure.
A's and Blue Jays. Give me the Jays today.
Give me the over.
Okay. Mariners, Athletics. Give me the Athletics.
I support you there. I hope you win that one.
Tigers, Milwaukee. I lean Brewers, but I don't know if I'm going to do it.
Give me under.
Red Sox, Yankees. Pass. Nationals, Braves. I'm going to go first 5 under here.
I'm going to go Nationals.
Mets, Twins. Honestly, dude, I would keep fading the Mets. They might lose 24 games in a row.
Buxton, Lindor.
Yeah, right. I won't forget that. Cubs, Phillies, pass on this entire series.
Yeah.
Pirates, Rangers. You're going back to the Rangers?
Yep.
I like that. Oh, I didn't comment on your hat today, by the way. Cool Lightning hat. Yeah, orange and green, Miami Hurricane colors for the Lightning. Doesn't really
Gatorade
work.
edition, dude. Gatorade edition.
Oh, that's actually pretty cool. I can't believe I didn't comment on that. Rockies, Padres is probably an over today. Not going to touch it. Yeah. White Sox.
Mickey Moniak.
That's okay. You're going to go White Sox. I'm not going to get greedy. I'm staying away from this game. You know what? I might throw a fucking couple of shekels on the Giants and fade the Dodgers again.
Boom.
You guys got to let me know when Bangaliers is banging. What the fuck?
Yeah, he's banging. You should be paying attention. Honestly, you should be paying more attention to Bangaliers for sure.
Dude, I have to pay attention to everything. So do you too. You don't really have to pay attention to hockey, but there's bandwidth.
But okay? I kind of do pay attention to hockey. I don't know if you know that.
I know, but it's hard to pay attention to everything.
I'm just going to say, I don't say this often. Chat glaze us. We just went hard for 2 hours. We no shit shooting. We didn't talk about fucking Icy Lib and Pickensburg. It was straight ball for 2 hours. Glaze us, please.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I wrote an article about what season bets I'm on in the MLB. You should check it out on the Book It Sports website. But I'm on the Reds to win the division 5-1. How's that looking? And I'm on the Yankees over win total. Started good when they were 8-1. And Bangaliers over home runs. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in. Steak and I are going on other shows. BTL will be here at 12:30. Mock drafts out later today. You guys, good luck. Good luck on all your bets. We will catch you tomorrow. No Steak. He'll be traveling, but I'll catch you tomorrow at 10 a.m.
See you, boys.